Hello and welcome to the Computer Game Show. My name's David Turner. I'm here with James Farley,
Hello.
Matt Murray,
Hello.
and Sean Bell.
Hello.
James, you look a bit grumpy. What's up?
I'm all right. I'm very excited.
Something upset
I'm
you at the
convinced.
start there, didn't it? And I
No,
need
no.
to know what it was before
No.
we can continue.
No,
You can say anything, mate. I'm here for you.
literally nothing has upset me. No, it's fine.
I know my James Farley, and I know that there's what has upset him.
On Instagram, boys get sad too. All right,
I
so
do.
it's all
I
right.
saw that on a t-shirt. I saw it on a t-shirt.
Yeah.
We'd like to start the show by thanking our Patreon producers this month. I've just seen the list. Okay, here we go. Aaron Patrick, the QuickBooks chap. Simon Nelson, the slightly quicker books chap. Moomin Biscuit translates the human rights. Dave Ernsberger, Colin Brown, Gasman, Rocketman76, Smooth Monkey, John Tempelli, Jackie Sniper, Sam Higton, Thomas, Stan, Philip with an F, Cutty, Steve Lee, Jack Oven, Grey Dragon Claw, Colin the Carl Wanker Smith, Lee Keybottom, My Dog Skip, P the Bush Kangaroo Izan, Evil Mammal, Don Whiskerando, Boza Karma, Tri-State, and Ryan Cobain. They're the Full Nels crew. Thank you so much for supporting what we do. We really do appreciate it. We love each and every one of you. Thank you. And, you know, if you can't afford the Full Nels tier, that's fine. We're not going to judge you. Please go to patreon.com/TCGS and sign up to one of the cheaper tiers then. There's don't boo them, Sean. They're keeping us afloat. Patreon.com/TCGS. And of course, if you are signed up to the £8 summing or whatever it is tier, you can watch us on Wednesday, the 19th of November at 9 p.m. play Gears of War 3. Why are we playing Gears of War 3, Matt?
Because this month is the 20th anniversary of the release of the Xbox 360.
That's right. It came. Sorry, what was that? 20th.
20 year.
Yeah, 20 years.
That is.
It's horrible.
That is really hard to take.
Adults will not remember that console being
I know. It's yeah, that is shut up, Sean.
Okay.
Gears of War. So we're playing Gears of War 3, which is a 360 classic. We wanted to play Left 4 Dead, but they've taken it off sale digitally. Such a shame. I would have loved a bit of Left 4 Dead.
That's such a iconic 360 multiplayer game for me, so I'm very annoyed. But this will be just as good.
I wanted
freaked out, and you guys already saw this, but yeah, I had a look on Amazon. I was like, maybe you can still get a disc copy of Left 4 Dead 2 or whatever. And yeah, and it came up with the like, oh, you last ordered this on December the 20th, 2008.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Leave me alone. Leave me alone, Bezos.
Yeah.
Stop reminding me how old I am, Bezos.
Nobody was interested in Bankshot Billiards 2 then, no?
No,
Well, it's not really a... Yeah, I mean, I suggested that we all played Uno with our dicks out. That's the real 360 launch day experience, isn't it? I mean, that's what I enjoyed about it. Patreon.com/TCGS if you want to watch that. Gears of War 3, Wednesday the 19th of November at 9 p.m. We will be playing it. Let's get to the feedback. But before we get to the feedback, I've only got a couple of points on here. But I did take a couple of notes from last week's show. The first one was, and they're both aimed at James. I'm so sorry, James. I'm so sorry, James. I've really tried not to this
I knew
week.
it would, but go on.
Well, there was one aimed at Sean, but we did that on the bonus show, so I can't bring that into the public space just yet. But can I just get this right, James? And stop me if I'm wrong. Right? You moved to Germany.
Yep.
Yeah. You refused to properly learn the German language.
That's not true. I did not refuse to learn it. But go on.
Right. Okay, but you gave up on learning the German language. That's a nicer way of putting it, is it? How would you put it?
I have now, but there's reasons for that as well.
Okay.
You did, you did an intensive course, didn't you?
I did, yeah. Yeah.
But when your son is chatting to his German friends on Minecraft, you are taking the piss out of him speaking German. Is that right? Did I get that right?
No. I'm not taking the piss out of him speaking German.
No.
I'm just saying German memes.
Right.
That's it.
Okay,
but
you were saying it in a mocking tone.
No,
right?
I was just emulating the memes. That's all.
Okay. All right. It's not how it sounded.
It's said with love.
I don't know if it was.
Love
mate.
to the memes or to Ashley or to the language.
Love to the memes, I think.
Write down love to the memes for an episode title
Yeah,
because that is we're not beating that today. The second one, I noticed that James saying he played Dispatch, and he said my favourite word. You use my favourite word when you talk. You went. It really gets interesting from episode 4. Having played Dispatch this weekend, that is the episode where you see all the boobs, isn't it, James? I'm just.
Yeah.
And I know how you use the word interesting. So
You rumbled me. It's like it's
another episode title. I think we might have beaten it already. Look at him. Look at his little face. He knows exactly what he was up to last week. Exactly what he was up to. But other than that, to the people that DM'd me about the show last week, please don't do that. I'm not interested. I'm not on it. I enjoyed it. You don't need to message me on any social media.
Have a week
not...
off. You can't be responsible for us every week. Do you know what I mean? You can't be here to
And
babysit us, tell us what to say, what not to say.
And I disagree with what you were saying as well. I don't need to hear it. Okay, I really enjoyed it last week, so just leave it out. Okay, and that's my feedback. I'm interested to hear what the listeners thought of it.
They thought it was brilliant. I mean, one of the best. They're saying one of the all-time greats. Not my
they
words, their
didn't.
words. Yeah, I can't find those messages now, but I got loads of DMs. Thank you as well for your DMs about that. Chris Little has messaged. I'll keep this quick. Farley Steps episode 6 was the best comedy show I've seen this year. Thanks so much.
It was the greatest thing I'd ever seen. It was so good, James.
This was Saturday's Farley Steps.
Oh, was this Saturday's one?
Yes.
That was.
Oh, mate, it was such a good episode of that.
Yeah,
it was so
incredible.
good because you've been flying through that game relatively unscathed. There's not been many things that have happened that have set you back too far. But on Saturday, when you really struggled getting up the steps, so thought, I'll just go round for literally no reason.
After I put the steps.
But it was me. Like I was in the chat going, "You have to go up the steps. You have to go up the steps."
Yeah, I didn't know there's another way around. I assumed steps was the only way up.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what wasn't the only way up, Matt.
Down.
Falling into the river underneath the steps and going down to the beginning of the desert area.
I set back hours. But,
I thought I was going to die laughing. I mean, you started with your rage at a 10. That's how you started that stream. Please, it's on our YouTube channel. Go and check it out. It is one of the greatest videos you will ever see.
The worst thing was when I went round and then discovered I'd done a complete loop.
Yeah,
and then I was just like, I can't.
Sean did that in the woods at the start of the game. Do you remember that? Because we were messaging each other about it. And you went, I can't believe it. I've just spent half an hour walking around and thought, oh, there's an interesting structure over there, and realised it was the opening part of the game where you're coming out of the cave.
Yeah, I did that one tiny bit in the woods, but that was just 5 minutes. But to do it on the sand would be frustrating. I mean, I was frustrated watching it. Like, James, would you say you've not changed like your stride depth or anything, like going from mud to sand? Because that's the whole point, is that different surfaces you're on, you have to rack differently. It's like I know. Your strides are so massive, and then you keep slipping back, and you don't understand why. But it's like quick, short ones on sand.
I know, but it's really annoying doing that.
No, because I'm sure that's better than taking big ones and falling down a mountain.
Yeah, of course, because you don't seem annoyed at all the way you're playing it.
It's all about changing your stride for every surface, and then you'll fly through it. I mean, you are flying through it, but you know what I mean.
I just want to know one thing, right? Do I have to go up those stairs?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's
so. I'm gonna have to go back over there. Like,
but
I was trying somewhere else.
No. The stairs you gave up on. And you went round. You're fine there. You're fine. Yeah. The way you're on now, you're on a way to somewhere else.
Oh no, you missed the end because he slid back down to the beginning again.
No. I watched the whole thing. After all that, he then did a big loop, and now he's round kind of the right hand side. And you're on the right path now.
Okay.
At least I think you are.
Are you? One question about baby steps. Are you past? Because I know you have a point of no return where you get to with a game and you go, no, I've got to finish it now. Like, I mean, I cannot believe you're still playing Silk Song, to be honest with you. It's absolutely wild to me.
I've had another episode with that today where I was just like, I don't know if I want to play this anymore.
Right, okay.
But on baby steps.
He'll finish Silk Song. But baby steps,
definitely.
have you gone past that point yet?
No, I haven't. because
mate,
I
get
haven't,
past
'cause
that point, please.
After I came off of this on Saturday, I was just like, I don't know if I can do this anymore.
I've never seen you shout the C word so much. Like,
I know.
honestly, is this what
Yeah.
you're like at Chelsea? Is this what you're like at the Chelsea when you go down the bridge?
I mean, I used to be, but I'm not allowed anymore, so it's, that's a joke.
It's a
Banned.
shame 'cause
Oh,
it
I was about to say, no, I
yeah.
genuinely thought you were banned for
No,
a
no.
It's a shame because it
second
ruins
there, yeah.
my favourite James Farley fact that the only time I'd ever heard him use the C word was describing Jackie Chan.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right,
you've got to carry on, James. There's so much more gold ahead of you.
I need
Yeah,
to
there
change
is
the
some-
day though. Like I hate doing it on Saturday nights. I hate
I mean,
it.
you used to do it on Fridays. That
Yeah,
was
can
your-
I just change it to Friday? Can
Yeah,
I do it
it's-
Friday?
you can change it to
did
any day
Saturday
you
'cause
want.
You can
You're-
make any Friday, and
James,
you
you're a
can
big
make
boy
one
now.
Monday.
You're a
Alright.
big boy.
All right, I'm changing it to Friday then because I hate doing it on Saturday.
Friday
No
was your
one's asked
slot.
you to do it on a Saturday, mate.
No, I know, but there was a reason why I did that. But I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, no,
Right,
because
excellent.
maybe we're doing another stream. You're like, oh, I'll tell you what, I'll stream it instead on the Saturday. But I thought you'd just go back, and yet you've stuck with it, and now you're annoyed at that decision.
Yeah, it was that. Yeah, you're right.
Okay, you can do
Whatever.
Friday.
All right, I'll do Friday then.
Cool. This
Okay.
Friday, baby steps. There's 5 steps is back.
Yeah.
Eskil has messaged, I would like to thank you all for a calm and cheerful episode last week in these trying times. You're welcome, Eskil.
Yeah,
See,
I mean, what I love
some
about
of
that
the
is,
feedback.
is who knows which trying times exactly they're referring to.
Well, the times without me. I
The
think that's
royal
pretty
we.
dark
Yeah.
times.
Yeah,
Calm and cheerful. Who wants that out of a podcast? Fuck
that's what it does
that.
apparently. As an occasional,
Boring.
occasional break.
Kuka Boiling Water Tap has messaged, not gonna lie, fellas, I found Sean's suggestion that Bungie should have engaged Lance Reddick in a contract, then let them use AI so they can continue to use his voice to Destiny, now he's dead, pretty offensive. You can't make sad noises and call AI gross during a news segment when it's responsible for industry layoffs, then decide it's okay when it's used in a game you're enjoying. That's the thing about always sitting on the fence, you'll eventually get splinters in your ass.
Oh, cutting.
well, Cooker Boiling Water Tap. I think the fence you've sat on is of poor quality, and actually, to you, that has okay, whatever. Let's assume.
Yeah,
this
that's shown.
Let's assume this was sent in good faith.
Okay.
I would agree that would be really
It definitely
offensive.
wasn't.
Kuka Boiling Water Tap is a stand-up guy, and I think we should just respect him, and then I want not. So that's what.
Yeah. Let's be
Okay.
respectful. It's fine. So I don't believe I said that. It's certainly not what I think. I'm sorry if I wasn't clear. The point I was making was that the studio's defense of using the AI voice stuff was, basically because of the difficulties of getting actors back in over the life of a game as a service. And I was drawing the comparison between that and Destiny 2, which, yes, has had difficulties in keeping the same actors throughout. In that moment, I thought it would have been really weird to reference the fact that some of those actors weren't available for the entire life of Destiny 2 without also pointing out that, sadly, one of them did die, right? So I didn't want to just gloss over that. So that was the only reason I mentioned it. All I was saying was I can see why they looked at that and went, this might be a problem that we need to solve. That doesn't mean I agree with the way they chose to solve it. I'm pretty sure I said that the AI voice acting is shit. I wish it wasn't in the game. The characters don't really need to be in the game, to be honest. It does sort of, it doesn't ruin it because it's a very minor part of it, but yeah, so I don't, I thought I was quite clear that I thought it was bad, but apparently
Look,
not.
Sean, I think you're looking into this too much. We've had a few of these sort of messages, and you just think, at what point do you think, aha, he really does love AI? Sorry, not
in the
game. Yeah, it is in the game. But at what point do you go, I've got them. We've discovered that they are fans of AI after all. I don't. I better let them know
It's
that
a
I'm
real
onto
gotcha
them.
moment.
It is
It's-
strange. You
I
do
know.
wonder if people are just sort of waiting for when they think they've got you, and maybe I don't know, maybe just listen
Mate,
back to
every
it.
day.
Maybe
When
just
you're
listen
as
back to
quick-
it. I don't know. I don't.
When-
I mean, the
Yeah,
thing
when-
is if they could see our WhatsApp group, I mean, what Sean posts, 90% is AI videos.
Yeah, I love
like, most of the time.
Look,
yeah.
look here.
Half of his messages are say something like.
There's M dashes everywhere. It's ridiculous.
Look, here's me as a Studio Ghibli character.
What's M dash, Matt?
Well, that's all the things that shows off ChatGPT writing because it's obsessed with
What does that
editing.
mean? No, I genuinely don't know. I'm not even
Well,
fucking around.
It's like
It's just
It's
a
a
long dash.
character, isn't it? It's like the hyphen
Yes.
character.
It's like using a comma in a sentence, like
Yeah.
use it to like emphasize another point, and then
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Well, and that's all over AI stuff, is it?
Apparently, yeah.
Good to know. I will be using that information.
I'm removing it from all my
to
text.
try and
henceforth.
no. Quite the opposite actually. It is strange. Oh god, I don't want to get into a fucking AI chat or whatever. But it is strange. Like I walk around the office and people just have Chat GPT open. Like it's a program. Like it's a calculator. Do you know what I mean? And I'm
Well,
like,
search engine. That's what people are using it for, aren't they?
yeah, I
I've genuinely not
use
found
it.
it useful. Like I've tried because I want to know, right? I want to.
Because you fucking love AI, yeah.
I was gonna say,
We
Sean
know, we
wants to
get it.
get
We
back
get it.
on-
You've been
on
exposed. It's fine.
Cook,
You've been exposed.
Yeah.
got me
I love it, actually.
And I don't get it, man. I have not found it that useful at all. But
I think it's
James
the
is
best.
funny because he loves it. The
yeah,
academic world
absolutely,
love
yeah.
it,
James,
don't
out
they?
of the four of us, James
Abs-
would be the most against it because
absolutely,
Yeah.
I'm absolutely terrified of using it like in anything. I never use it in anything to do with my like writing work or anything because it's just it's scary.
Yeah.
Because now, especially because publishers now have like rules anyway, like obviously on
Don't
using
let a
it, so,
computer do it.
yeah.
Is that rule one?
James, quick question. We can't directly talk about it because we don't want bonus show stuff seeping onto the main show, but have you used it for medical advice, ChatGPT? Have you maybe consulted?
That's the first thing it's on to.
I mean, when you say ChatGPT, not ChatGPT specifically.
Right, I knew it. I fucking knew. I
But,
fucking knew it. I fucking knew it. That was the
joking,
first
I'm
port of
joking.
call.
It was Google. I googled it. Is that all right? Are we still allowed to do that?
Well, no, because that forces you to use
I was going to
AI.
say that, yeah. As long you can use Google as long as you ignore the first third of your screen. And then
First third of the screen.
That was only added like quite relatively recently here to like Google Germany.
really?
Yeah, because it wasn't here for like ages. Because I think there was all like the GDPR stuff, and they just didn't allow it. It was,
Yeah, my Google
alright.
keep asking me to turn on AI mode, and I just keep saying no. So I don't know what AI mode even means. But
Hey, because we fucking hate AI, man. You think you've exposed us, but in fact, you haven't.
actually, no.
yeah, what I find funny is that of all of us, Sean's the one that has to apologise the most. Like, the amount of apologies Sean's made this year is mental. More appearances than James made on the show.
It's all right. In future, I'll just say, no, it's all bad. All bad. Stop it forever.
My favourite.
And then
my
we'll be no
favourite-
podcast.
Sorry, my favourite thing that he had to apologise was saying Lego Mario
Lego
Party.
Mario Party, yeah.
And that
I
was
was the part of the problem was I was very unapologetic about that. And then someone else
It was
wrote in
good.
having
Is
a
that still
beer.
coming out? Is that still coming out?
It's already
Oh, that's what made me think of it the other day. There was a review of it, and they said something like, "This Lego game is a lot like Mario Party," and I was like, "Well, it's supposed to be a fucking Mario Party," according to Sean Bell.
What
To
we
be
use.
honest with you,
Yeah. James has
Morris
taken his
D.
shirt off, he's
Answer.
kicking off.
Yeah. James is now naked from the top half.
just see my camera doing that. sorry, visual joke. Right, go on.
Both hands on display, where we can see him, David. Morris D. Answer. As an avid Morris and rapper sword dancer, I'll just start that message again. As an avid Morris and rapper sword dancer, I'm familiar with the disdain that normal people, in inverted commas, have for these traditions. However, I would urge you to give it another chance. Folk festivals all over the country have great showcases of Morris and sword dancing. It's a fun time and a rich tradition. A lot of the historically problematic culture around it has improved greatly because of woke, and it's one of the scarce few things about being English I'm truly proud of. Any thoughts on Morris dancing, boys, before we move on to the next
Only
part of this message?
that right, I will never understand it. That's the first thing. Second thing was it was also the subject of one of my favourite quest lines in one of my games of the year this year. And I mean, I've mentioned it before, but I'll mention it again. So right at the start of Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, you sort of flick between two very small towns, like very small towns, and both the towns hate each other, and one of them's got a maypole that they're extremely passionate about, and the other, you meet a bloke in his pub, and he's like, "Fuck it, let's go and nick it. Can you nick it? Go over there and nick it. It'd be so funny." And then for the entire time you're in the other town, you've got a thing that says ask about the maypole, and naturally at that point in the game you're just going through every dialogue choice to see where it goes. Eventually people go, "Why do you keep talking about the maypole? What's going on?" And that was the first time when I went, "This game is different. This game's fucking different." Like the first few people were like, "Yes, it's the pride of the town, we're really happy with it and we love it, and I know that other town, they hate it, and that I don't get why." And then, but if you ask another people, some of it, like, word gets about, like, that's all you're talking about.
Is that the same quest line that ends up where, like, I ended up, I think, like, writing swear words on the side of a pig?
Possibly. I never did it. I never did that quest line because I felt bad.
But no, yeah, fair play. Like, if you're doing it and you're enjoying it, like, I'm always envious of people who, like, have a thing that they go out and do, and there's a little community around it, and they just have a nice time, because I feel like that's sorely lacking from life for a lot of us these days. Do you know what I mean?
When you see maypole people, May dancers going around the maypole or whatever, is that what you're thinking at the time?
No.
Okay. Next bit of the email, please.
Yeah, on an unrelated note, as a programmer in the games industry, I think Matt is dead wrong with all studios are using generative AI in some capacity comment. I'm sure many are, but in my experience with the half dozen or so companies I worked with across AA and AAA projects, it's usually higher up execs pushing the idea of Gen AI tools, while the people doing the work find the technology mostly useless, if not morally objectionable. The idea that Gen AI has already been integral to game development is workflows is marketing fluff on the part of companies pushing the technology, and the reality is that it's not gaining the traction that it needs to. Is going to become profitable anytime soon. That is a good thing, in my opinion. A bit of a long one there. Absolutely love the show, and I hope his points of criticism don't make it seem otherwise. All the best. I can't remember, I mean, if I did say that, I just assume that most studios are using AI, maybe not generative AI, but AI in some capacity for sure. Maybe not generating entire kind of models or whatever these studios are using, but
I'd have to say that he clearly hasn't been working with Treyarch, because I've been playing Black Ops 7.
No, yeah, but that's not what it's saying. I mean, in fact, actually, I've seen quite a lot of kickback on this on social media recently. A lot of devs saying, when people turn around and say, well, all devs are using this at this point, it's not true, we don't, and normalizing it is exactly what they want. Yeah. They want you to think that all devs are using this generative AI stuff as a way of, sort of replacing jobs, because if everyone is, then it becomes the norm. So, like, I understand the fight back, and I'm not saying that's what you were doing, Matt. I'm not saying that you were. I think we would all be assuming that generative AI is a very common practice in video games.
Or at least looking into how workflows could be changed. I mean, maybe not generative specifically, but AI in some capacity. I'm sure everyone's looking at it and saying, how does this work for us or does it not? Can we make things easier, better, faster, quicker, or not?
And if nothing else, it's difficult to imagine if you've got a team of 200-300 people working on something, the odds that not a single one of them at any point has been like, oh, actually, maybe I could use Copilot, not Copilot, because it's rubbish. ChatGPT or whatever, just for one minor task or something. The idea that none of them ever touch it seems to me maybe a bit far-fetched at this point. But then maybe I'm pro AI, guys. Maybe that's the problem.
Oh, maybe. I mean, if I said all studios, then yes, of course, that's probably not the case. But I think a lot probably are in some capacity using AI or looking into it for sure.
Yeah,
I mean, I can very much believe
stuff about the alters, and there were some assets in the game that were clearly AI generated, and sort of part of the dev's response was like, "Oh, sorry, that wasn't meant to be in the game.
We didn't mean to get caught with that."
Yeah, well, didn't mean to get caught with it, but also people are like, "No, but the point is, you still used it at some point. The fact that you failed to hide it isn't the problem. The fact that you didn't declare it at all, like the fact that it was used in the development, even if it wasn't supposed to be in the final product, is still using it." So, Yeah, you wonder how many games are just going to hide it. Because I know we'll get onto this, James, but Treyarch, it wasn't declared in any way, was it?
No, I think it wasn't it in the Steam review, like in the Steam stuff. I think
So
it was.
apparently, because I saw lots of people saying like, get your Steam refund because initially it wasn't.
Okay, maybe they modified it.
Yeah,
You know, I find that really interesting. I do wonder why they would try and hide it. I cannot imagine that it has that much of an impact on their sales. Like, I know it's a shitty thing to say, but I can't imagine it does. I think the majority of the audience, they give a fuck how games are made. Like, seriously, like, we're super into this stuff.
Well, this is it, because this is the scary thing, isn't it? It's not like the idea of people using AI or not is one thing, but it's the idea of most people either not noticing or not caring.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the scary part. Like,
But there's still a lot of pride though that people have in their work and wanting
100%.
it to be like, this is I've made this, I've created this.
This is
and
art
so,
that I've produced.
and like
That's what I mean,
and
you
then-
want
and
to
then
go
that
to an
becomes-
audience that appreciates that, right?
Sure, and then that becomes another issue, right? Because where a company's use generative AI, it doesn't discount the genuine work that a lot of people have had on that game, and how would they feel having their work being slapped with generative AI all over it? It's, look, all I'm saying, and I think hopefully our listeners can understand as well, is that this is a really fucking difficult subject, and it's a really. All I'd say is listen to devs; they're the ones in it.
Yeah.
Like, we're not. We're sitting from the outside saying they shouldn't be doing that. They should be doing this. We don't know what it's like. I think we can highlight the moral implications and the problems that comes with using things like this. And I keep using that fucking Tesco's till lady story, and it's getting sick. Everyone's sick of me talking about Tesco's, to be honest with you, and I get it. But like, we can look at it from that base level, but go and listen to what devs are saying about it. Like, they'll. There's a lot of people talking about it. I mean, there's some interesting discourse, and I think the worst thing you can do is go into it like a football match, picking one side or the other. Obviously, there's a side that you will prefer going into a discussion, but I don't think it's as black and white as that. And if you're listening to us for our opinions on this shit, then maybe actually look at people that are more experienced with it. It's not going to stop us talking about it, but I think it's important to highlight the fact that. Yeah, I know, we need to fill the time, baby, and this is the hot topic. So
Were you gonna say something, James? Or
No, I was going to say I can well believe that it's like higher up executives as well, like pushing the idea of using
100%.
it. For things
to
like,
save money,
for
It's
like
the bean
cutting
counters.
costs and all that sort of stuff. I mean, Microsoft to be mad on that with like Copilot. It's they seem very.
And I think
keen
it's
on
because I think it's that thing, when we said back in when like Square Enix was like every tech grift that came along, they were like, yeah, we're doing that. Of course we are. We're into NFTs, we're into crypto, we're into and my understanding is it's a way of getting more investment, because you can then say to people, oh, this is
we're in that market.
Yeah, exactly.
And
like,
as
oh,
I
shit,
said
well, I better
before,
invest then.
that's why we should be labelling ourselves an AI first podcast, because
Get that
that's where the investment comes from. It's like,
No one would ever invest in this shit, James. Let's be honest. I mean,
a lot of people do every month via patreon.com.
I mean, yeah, but I mean invest. I don't mean like thanking us by supporting us. I mean invest in us, and it's understandable. It's fucking understandable.
But if you want some red hot returns, invest today in TCGS.
It's not investment. Don't say it's an investment,
No,
because that really pisses me off. Actually,
I might launch a coin, TCGS coin.
Oh, yeah.
if
maybe
you
some
did
sick
that, you
returns.
would be fired immediately from this podcast, and I mean
Well, the
that.
good thing is I wouldn't do that. 'Cause it's a
If he
sackable
did, he'd
offence.
have loads of money, so you wouldn't have to do this shit anymore.
Yeah, I'll be
The
absolutely
fact that
loaded.
the fact that I'm 5% worried that you would is enough.
Or have done already. No, we'll do 4
Looked into
coins,
it
all of
and
us, and we'll
decided
see.
it's a bad idea.
Yeah. Okay. The sartorial gentleman has messaged regarding national dress. Farling lederhosen isn't the thing. I don't believe it.
yeah, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, have you not tried it on?
No, absolutely not. Why would I mean, it's not. It's
Well, what do
not
you
part
buy?
of.
Beer festivals over there.
Well, no, because it's not part of like that's not like a Northern Germany thing anyway. Like where I live, and like people in the north get really annoyed from my experience, when people say,
Oh, hang on, story incoming.
Yeah, there is a story. Did you turn up to work going, "Where's your lane nose?" And you're fucking.
if you talk about stuff like that, people in the north are often like, "Yes, that's Bavaria," and they get
Oh, that makes
annoyed.
sense.
Yeah, so it's not fun.
Yeah, that makes sense. Stereotypical stereotyping is wrong, isn't it? Actually, yeah. Come to think of it.
But you haven't been to Bavaria to a beer festival and dressed in national dress.
I've been to Bavaria. I've not been to a beer festival or dressed in national
You've
dress.
not been to a. You've
been to a
lived
beer-
in Germany for 5 years, and you've not
Blimey.
been to a beer festival.
I've not. No. It's,
That
Fucking
is
hell.
mental,
Yeah.
actually.
I've been to a beer hall, but
Not the same.
There was nothing going on.
That's
it was
a
closed.
whole.
It was when it was closed. It was a Sunday.
Yeah.
No, it's all just like a tourist thing, isn't it? It's like, I'm not about that
Hey,
life.
you.
I'm a local.
Yeah, because as someone who's really embedded themselves into the German culture.
Yeah. You know that shit. All these people over here speaking
Have
English
you been
makes
to
you
a
sick.
football match in Germany?
No, I haven't. I was actually going to go, and then COVID, like it was during COVID. I was going to go and see like the local team, and then the match got cancelled because of COVID.
Yeah.
Because a load of the players had
It
it.
was a long
That
time
was
ago
ages-
now,
that was
wasn't it,
ages
mate?
ago,
That was a while.
Large
ago.
area. It's not Fleur. It's large area. Yeah, you've
Yeah.
had some time.
I got around to it. It's not
Busy boy.
Chen, book me a ticket. I want to
Actually,
go
no, I
to
was
the
just-
footy.
just texting her. It's like she's asleep.
Go on.
But yeah, go on.
So Fonda Cox has messaged. Maybe it's just my age, but as someone who loves playing on my PS Portal despite all the gathering hype around next-gen console tech, all I'm really interested in is a Portal 2 with bigger battery, better screen and speakers and improved video codecs. Of course, that will undoubtedly mean needing a PS6, but a Portal 1 has been such a revelation and convenience, the thought of an even better one is the only thing that gets me excited for next gen.
I've been smashing the Portal recently. I fucking love that thing so much. It is so good. A few very minor criticisms. If you put a screen protector on it, it's annoying because the thumbsticks get so close to the screen that at that point, like the screen protector doesn't fully protect the lit up part of the
yeah.
screen, so you can see it poking through. But that is such a minor point because it's a fucking screen protector. I mean, okay, I'll say this now. So I've been playing Dispatch, and it is the first game that I've bought for the PlayStation, played through the vast majority of it, and I've not downloaded it onto my console.
Oh, wow, that's all.
Yeah, I'm just running it because it's available straight away on to stream from the Portal, and I am playing it directly on that. And what happens is you turn it on about a minute into the game, it glitches out a little bit, and then that's it. And then it's solid for the rest of the time you're playing it. It's
So
just
you
your
bought it,
router sort
and
of.
then you had to go to your library and say stream.
No, you
right?
don't go to. Yeah, you sort of go to your library. You go
You
to the
don't
stream
download it,
section,
do
and
you?
it's
Well,
just
yeah,
there.
when you load it up, it's like you have three options. It's either like connect to my PS5, then basically streaming, and then search. That's all there is. And if you go to the middle one, it's just like here's what you've been playing recently. And you can just click on it and just play.
So one thing that does piss me off about the Portal, and this is remote play on PlayStation entirely, it did it in the same in the mobile app, is every now and then it'll just go, I'll forget your PS5. You haven't played me enough, I'll forget your PS5. And you've got to go through the menus of your PS5 again
I
to
did the other
reactivate it.
Yeah, I had
So
that,
mine's-
even if I may have played it the day before. So
Yeah, it's
what's
really
that about?
annoying. I think it's got to do with updates and stuff, but the...
update.
Exactly. And do you remember that? That was about the mole in Big Brother. Anyway, I was thinking about that the other day, Matt. Update.
Update.
3 people will know what that means.
Yeah, I
guys, from our
can't say the
podcast
word. I
history.
can't think about it without thinking update.
The problem
I
is
know.
because I get stuff like that from you guys with no idea of the origin or context.
Oh, sorry.
or
Yeah,
it's
but that's
just an earworm.
90% of our. That's 90% of our audience.
Yeah.
Sean, 90's generous, and I like. Yeah, I think it's due to updates and stuff. But my Portal is still not connected to my PS5 because I haven't had the need to do it since. So I just think rather than just getting angry that it's not connecting to my PS5 anymore, I just won't do it anymore and just
bother,
use
yeah.
the streaming stuff.
Damn.
Yeah, really
It does-
fucking good.
It does work really well. I was surprised. It's like it's definitely better than whenever I've tried it over like using mobile phone or whatever. It's
They were using mobile phone. They were selling them for $130 refurbished on Amazon
Really?
the other day.
That's
yeah.
pretty good.
If you could get it for that price, holy shit, what a purchase! Yeah, I love my Portal. It's very good.
Nice. We're gonna we've got all bracks now. With people being mean to you, then people responding to that by blowing smoke up your ass. I would like to offer a third way. You are a good podcast that I enjoy and would not like to stop. I'd not say you are a big part of my life, but I do listen to every episode and most of the time on the day of release, unless I'm listening to something so particularly good audiobook. You've never helped me through hard times. You moderately improve my Wednesday mornings in an okay to good times. I subscribe to the Patreon, but only the bonus episode tier. I'm never going to watch you stream. I do want you to keep doing it, but never then much. I've considered a 1 month only full nails, but not quite got a fun enough joke name to justify doing it. However, I've also considered going to the next convenient live show and then also asking Dave if he'd give me a good deal on a month's full nails for cash in hand. Regards, all bracks.
It's one of my favourite messages of all time. That all bracks. Well done.
It's a good one.
Very good.
Nile Core, David, it has arrived from the ether of vaporware. My game guns have arrived. Really hoping yours has too, and that your weekend assessment is as positive as well. Or also to objectify you a moment, that beard is pure thirst trap. Stay beautiful, you glorious bastards.
Really? It's
lot to take in there,
okay.
lot to process.
There is a lot to process there. I'm blushing. Well, to start, my game gun has arrived, and it is currently sitting in a wardrobe waiting for Charlie to open it for his birthday on December the 20th. So I've got a long wait. I've heard some very disappointing things about it, that it does not work as well as people were hoping.
Yeah, I've seen some negative things
is this
myself.
The distance from the screen thing?
Well, this is it. So there's part of me that kind of thinks, is this people that are hardcore into their light gun games being upset that it's not as accurate as they were purely hoping?
They're being wankers, Dave. Just say they're being wankers.
Being wankers. Well, like, I get it. Like, if you are like bang into it and you're like, you want to go, the big. So what it is, the way it works is that there's actually a camera in a gun and it can read what's on the screen, right? And that's how it processes where you're aiming. The problem is, if you're shooting from one end of the screen and quickly move into the other end of the screen, there's a slight delay as the game calibrates where you're looking, and then it's like they're saying if you're shooting one end and then quickly shooting on the other end, your shot will end up in the middle of the screen for half a second before you'll start firing accurately.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's one of the complaints. And I just go, do you know what? Yeah, if I was banging to light gun games, totally get that. I totally get that. That would piss me off. However, for my 6-7-year-old son, shit. Sorry if you're listening to that in the car with kids. That has absolutely destroyed everyone. For my 7-year-old son, don't, Sean. Then that's not going to be an issue because I mean he's not going to notice that stuff, and that's fine. The other complaint that I've seen is again understandable to a level, but there's so what it is that it seems to have the connect issue, right? Where depending on the size of your screen, you need to be a certain distance away from the screen, right? And there are a lot of people playing this on 60-inch TVs in their front room, and the game is telling them you got to be 5 to 6 meters back. And unless you've got a decent sized like house, I say decent, I mean fucking big, then you are not going to be able to play it. Now, that's going to be less of an issue for us, mainly because Charlie's going to be playing it on a very small monitor in his bedroom, basically. So I think that's going to be fine. But for a lot of people, they're going, well, so I decided to play it about 2 meters from the screen and it doesn't work properly. Like, well, no, it doesn't, because it's telling you it can't. And there's been a lot of people saying, well, let me resize the image on my screen then. Like centralize it and make it really small on my telly, and then I can play with the room, which I think is a completely understandable thing to ask. But of course, it's not connected to the internet, as far as I'm aware, so you can't download like updates for it and stuff. So it's like can't introduce that at some point. So look, a lot of people are saying it's shit, and I totally understand the criticisms. I'm hoping that actually that won't apply to our use case. But I won't know until December, until I've actually played it. But it's interesting because I think a lot of people are saying it's a scam, and I kind of get that because it was build as we've worked it all out and this all works and it's great. Whereas people are finding actually in certain instances it's not so great. Let me tell you one other thing. People are saying lighting in the room is very important, so it needs to read the telly at an optimal thing. But if you've got like LEDs behind the telly, or if you've got a light shining or lamp wall lights just above your telly, all that sort of stuff can really fuck with it. And then I watched one video of some guy and I'm really struggling with the accuracy, and it cut to him playing it and he had a wall of monitors like going, yeah, it's not really picking up. And I was like, okay, right, I can see why it's not actually working. So I'm interested. I'm interested to see how we find it. But I think for Charlie's use case, I think he's gonna fucking love it and stop making me sad that I spent so much money on a clearly faulty product.
Yeah, he'll love
but
it.
We'll
Absolutely.
see. I'll let you know when we finally get around to playing with the thing.
Nice. And Necromoz, hi lads, regarding the new bet, I think I've spotted a possible flaw in the argument. The discussion revolves around who is going to make the next Xbox. We can assume from various bits of information and rumours that Microsoft intends to license out the Xbox brand to third parties to produce hybrid PC/console devices in various form factors running the slimmed down Windows variant. They'll likely have their own variant, just as they do with manufacturers releasing Windows devices alongside their own Surface devices. This poses quite a big question. When is an Xbox not an Xbox? Surely an argument can be made, possibly in bad faith, that the next Xbox isn't an Xbox unless it's made by Microsoft, in which case any number of potential Xbox branded devices from third parties between now and Microsoft's own next device can be written off as not an Xbox. If not, the bet has arguably been decided already, depending on how you feel about the ROG Ally X. Maybe I'm barking up the wrong tree here, but before you bet too much on who makes the next Xbox, you need to be a bit more specific about what qualifies as an Xbox to begin with. Love always, Necromoz.
I mean, this is overcomplicating things because basically the argument is, as far as I understand it, is, Matt, you're saying that they will release, like the Microsoft will release an own branded version of their next generation console, right?
Yes.
That they will manufacture that is made by them.
Yeah, the next Xbox console will be made and manufactured by Xbox as the previous ones have been.
Yeah. And as long as that happens, you win. As long as that happens, you win.
Yeah. If there are other devices, I don't think that exonerates James. I think Matt still wins, right?
Yeah, he still wins. And if it turns out that there's a whole bunch of third-party ones as well that come out, in or around the same time, Matt still wins. He still wins. He only doesn't win if it's entirely done by third-party manufacturers. Like if
they walk out on stage and say, "Here's our next generation console made by
our partners at whatever," then then I win.
Ford.
It's
Ford, yeah. Tesla.
Wow.
Any of the car manufacturers?
Vauxhall.
Peugeot.
Anyway. All right, James. Okay, we're going to end with a bit of correspondence that we didn't mention a couple of weeks ago. Or maybe it was last week when David wasn't here and we kind of forgot about it. Then we remembered.
Definitely forgot.
Yeah. No, we didn't do it because Dave wasn't here.
Editorially, we made a decision not to.
We had a discussion about 2 or 3 weeks ago, probably 3 weeks ago.
Oh, that's why you were all panicked in the chat afterwards, going, "We didn't talk about it. I see.
No, I was like, great
decision.
and we didn't want to. No. A few weeks ago, we all spoke about what our sleeping arrangements are, and we asked people from the audience to guess who they thought would be the combination.
When we're all together, crucially, not just at home.
No, if we're all together for an independent podcast award that we lose to a D&D podcast or other events, when we're sleeping in the same room, who's together? Here's this bit of correspondence. T suggests away day sleeping arrangements. My guess would be, before we get to that, let's go to the poll. There's a poll done on Discord. This is very interesting. Well, I feel like you'll remember, you'll work out why I left that in a sec.
I remember.
The poll was basically Dave and James and Sean and Matt, and that got 10 in this little vote on Discord. The winners were Dave and James and Sean and Matt, and David and Sean, James and Matt. Those who both got 10, and the last third place in this poll was David and Matt, James and Sean. And we'll go to Jackie Juice's correspondence now. My guess would be Dave and Matt, Men of the Night, James and Sean, Sound Pete's noise cancelling headphones to block out James' snoring. Kiss, kiss, kiss.
Okay, so we are happy to reveal the answer now. that our Discord, our most loyal fans, were completely wrong, and it was the way we share a room. It's me and Matt and James and Sean.
Yeah.
And we were trying to work out what, after we had that discussion on the show, we were trying to work out why that was the case. But I genuinely think it's because Matt and I have been on loads of like stag do's and stuff without you guys, and we've always shared rooms and stuff. So I think we just carried that forward.
For me, it was genuinely just the assumption that you two would probably want to stay out later.
Yeah, I think probably that.
I think that might have happened the first couple of nights, where we would come home at like 2 in the morning, and you guys were all tucked up in bed, one big bed like Bert and Ernie.
James nicking Sean's Mackies.
James and I both snore, but James actually has a CPAP machine, so actually I'm the problem, if anything.
It's the culprit with that. But it's fine. It's fine.
I'd love to know what the dynamics are like, because in the morning, Matt and I have dynamics where he will sleep until 10:30, and I will be up at 6 o'clock just doom scrolling because I can't. I have trouble sleeping, and Matt can sleep for days.
I sleep forever.
Although there's also the recent thing that's happened where we used to sometimes just sit up and chat. It was really cute, but now I'm old.
Chats are the best.
Now I'm old. I literally walk in, lay into bed, and Matt's barely even closed the door and put the little key in the light thing, and I'm already asleep.
Or if Matt's even there, he might be out clubbing. That's true. It's
Sometimes that's happened before. That has happened before.
Once or twice,
Yep.
Enjoying the nightlife. All right, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with
Man of the nighter.
In terms of the morning, the last few times, the tradition has been James has to fuck off to catch a plane. So I just wake up and I'm like,
there is that, James is gone before we wake up usually.
But then when that hasn't had to happen, usually it's, where can we supply ourselves some nice breakfast? And it's usually just like trying to find
that must kill you, because the amount of times on the last night we've been there and we wake up in the morning and me, Sean and Matt are having a really lovely breakfast, like a fry up or something. We look down at our phone and you'll go, my plane's delayed half an hour. I've wet myself. I need it. So it's like,
it is annoying, although it made up for it that time when we were doing. Was it Leeds that we did one of the TCS Con?
Leeds,
no, Sheffield and Sunderland.
I've forgotten. Yeah, so the one we did in Sheffield, where like me and Sean
the
were
same, aren't they,
staying
James?
at
The northern towns.
Somewhere in the north.
Was it Scotland or?
Just remember to be careful not to fall into the mines.
No, we went, like you and I, Sean, were staying at that place that was quite nice. And we had that really nice breakfast. And then David sent the picture of his. And it was just like, it looked so
we were in the,
because we insisted on going to the
Wetherspoons.
But we found
it was
you in
rated.
Place. Nice.
Wasn't it rated the worst Wetherspoons in the country?
Certainly up there. What I can see from your... What did you have? Oh, yeah. It's horrendous.
Egg muffin.
Yes.
That picture occasionally still comes up. You know, like on your Photos app, like sometimes it like just flashes up stuff from the past. That one comes up quite frequently for me. It's quite good.
I tell you what, though, is that it, Matt?
Yes. If you want to leave feedback, go to tcgs.co to leave your feedback.
48 minutes into the fucking podcast, we're not even at the news yet. There's so much news, and we've got tons of games to talk about. So, strap in.
About questions.
So, news. Do you want me to?
I mean, really good.
I mean, I built it up for like a minute and a half there.
But what happened there, right? Look, what happened was, you said we haven't even got to the news yet, and then Matt went off on the whole thing about the questions and stuff, and I was like, okay, does that mean you're going to introduce it again, or what's going on? And then it turns out I did it wrong again. I did it wrong. Okay, I'm holding my hands up again. I did it
but you
wrong.
didn't initially. You started attacking me first.
No, I didn't. I was just explaining what had happened. I was explaining the situation. You know, that's what was going on there. Don't attack me with my
quips, James. It's kind of part of the show. All right, come on. News.
Fuck off. Anyway,
get on the news, mate.
First news story. Over 200 Rockstar North.
Like,
do you want me to finish this?
It's already so late. Let's get going, please.
He's the one. Matt's the one who's doing it with his little quips.
God, this is like, honestly, this is like 7:40 in the morning tomorrow. That's
real thing. Let's go.
Over 200 Rockstar North staff have signed a letter demanding immediate reinstatement of fired colleagues. So this was after there's been further protests that have taken place outside of Take-Two's office in London. This happened, I think, maybe it was on the weekend? I'm not sure. I've written in here today, but I think I wrote this on the weekend, so maybe it was on the weekend.
Again, I invite our listeners to pretend this is a proper news segment on a proper show.
It was on
Just imagine
Friday,
that.
the 7th of November.
He just argued with himself about when he did or didn't read something.
It says here today. But I don't think it is today. Is it?
Yeah, that doesn't sound right. But yeah,
Wednesday.
There's also been a rally outside the company's Paris headquarters as well, and there's another protest taking place outside Holyrood in Edinburgh next week on November the 18th. Which is actually tomorrow. No, next week. See, this is why I shouldn't write this on the weekend, because I wrote it on
Not
Saturday.
next week. Tomorrow as we
it's
record
actually
this.
Tuesday. So actually, this has already happened by the time
I
you're listening
imagine
to this.
what we would be doing, Sean, on the radio is dipping James's fader there, just slowly and going.
Yeah.
And now time for Simply Red.
But okay, so this has already happened if you're listening to this on Wednesday, but it was held to coincide with the cross-party parliamentary group meeting on Scotland's games industry at the same time, so that was the reason for that. And Eurogamer reported that Liberal Democrat MP for Edinburgh West, Christine Jardine, brought up claims of Rockstar's union busting in the House of Commons earlier in the week. And it's also been claimed that Rockstar have declined the meeting with the union to discuss anything that's going on. So the IWGB had this to say. They said, "We have now issued formal legal claims against Rockstar on behalf of the claimants. Our members allege that Rockstar's conduct constitutes trade union victimisation and blacklisting." And then, the other thing that happened was that I was contacted by a game developer who is not at Rockstar now, but has some connection there, who said that the situation also with the overtime is a little misleading in terms of like there being no crunch and that kind of thing. They were saying that basically there is still kind of like pressure there to do overtime, but there's a kind of a subtext of if you don't do that, then maybe that may be tied into your future prospects. But this is that's from somebody else. But yeah, this is
sorry, just to be clear, that was a game developer that used to work for Rockstar that you verified got in touch with you directly.
It's a game developer
genuine scoop there, and he just sort of buried
yeah,
it.
he sort of
I know, because I wanted to be really careful about what I say, because because the person is not at Rockstar now, and so it's like, and yeah.
Yeah, but Eurogamer will want to know when they report this on the front page on Wednesday.
I knew this was a bad idea.
Obviously,
Mate,
whoever that was who reached out to
reporters
James,
would be loving that
for doing
that.
that.
And I'm really sorry. It's been terribly handled.
No, it's just because I don't want to get anyone in trouble or anything like that, or anything bad. I'm just.
Do you know? This whole stuff. Like, I hope this keeps rumbling. I hope this keeps rumbling. I hope this keeps in the news. I thought what Rockstar did, and it will take me a lot to convince otherwise. What Rockstar did when the protest first started happening, and on that same day they announced the delay to GTA, I thought was shit. Like, if you think that's unconnected, I just don't believe you. I just flat out don't believe you. I think that was specifically announced at the time that those protests were going along to try and divert where the media was. I was really disappointed in places like IGN that singed. I think I looked at a video, TikTok or whatever, and IGN were on the red carpet for Stranger Things, interviewing the cast, saying, "Have you heard about Rockstar's delay today?"
Oh, God,
and I thought, oh, you've totally fucking just fallen into this trap then, haven't you? Like, they've put this out there to distract you from the main story, and you are lapping it up. Like, you're playing right into that, and you should know better. Like, it really annoyed me last week. And to see that this story hopefully isn't going away and this is still being reported on, then good, because I think Rockstar at the very least should be answering the questions and the accusations that are being fired towards them, rather than refusing to meet anyone and burying their head in the sands and chucking out news stories to try and divert attention. Like, I think it's shit. So the fact that this is still going on, I like nothing but love for these protests and the people that are organising them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I watched Chris Pratt put out a great video last week for People Make Games.
Pratt, not
where
Pratt.
Yeah, I think I said Pratt, didn't I?
I think it's a Pratt.
Oh, well, it's definitely Chris Pratt. Sorry if I misspoke there. But yeah, People Make Games. But there's a great video where he was at the protests, and I kind of got an impression actually like Rockstar was going to have to have responded to the amount of signatures, but I guess that's actually not the case if there's no proper union there. But yeah, really interesting video, and hopefully people like Chris and other people reporting on this keep going, and the protests keep going, and something will happen at some point.
Yeah, and we'll keep talking about it as it's going because
keep it in the news. Yeah.
Okay. Next story is that finally we've found out about this. About what Valve's doing with hardware. They've announced a new console, a controller, and a VR headset, and apparently they're planning to ship all three of these in the same regions that they ship the Steam Deck at the moment, and this will begin in early 2026. But there's no specific dates or pricing on any of this.
That's the most important bit, the pricing.
Really is. I mean, do you want to hear what Gabe Newell had to say about this?
I do.
Because you're gonna. We've been super happy with the success of Steam Deck, and PC gamers have continued asking for even more ways to play all the great titles in their Steam libraries. Our work over the years on other hardware, and even more importantly on Steam OS, has enabled Steam Controller, Steam Machine, and Steam Frame to do just that. So the Steam Machine, it's this 6-inch cube which has 6 times the power of the Steam Deck, and it's designed for PC gaming basically on the TV. I've got all the specs here, but I don't really think there's much point in going through them all in exhaustives. But there will be a 512 gigabyte version and a 2 terabyte gigabyte version in terms of storage, and it supposedly offers 4K gaming at 60 FPS with FSR, which sounds good.
Which is cheating a bit. Because it's like, right, so it doesn't actually do I mean, it will for indie stuff. You know, I said with the Steam Deck, you can, depending on the game you're playing, you can push it to different resolutions. Like, But yeah, it is a bit cheeky being like, yeah, it's just 4K gaming if you use frame generation and shit. Like,
but but it's not like what I
that's
don't
the same
get
with
is
consoles and PC now. Like, you know,
yeah, true.
isn't it? So it's just now that's just technology people are now used to in certain
and
parts of
also
PC games.
surely. It depends on the game. Like, surely a really, really basic game that uses no power can do 4K 60. So what's the line? What's the line there to go, yeah, no, we can actually do 4K 60? What allows you to say
Well, it's the same as like Xbox and PlayStation saying that their machines are doing like 8K. You know, that they can handle an 8K signal.
But yeah, like, I mean, but, you know, obviously, I don't want this to be super high powered. Like, that's not who this is for, is it? Like,
no way.
It's supposed to be quite modest specs, hopefully quite a modest price point, although we'll see.
I think for me personally, if it's anywhere over 350, I've got no interest in buying it.
Oh yeah, I think
I got feelings. I think it is going to be over that.
Because the thing is also is like if it is like over like sort of 400, like 500, then it's less powerful than like a PS5.
Yeah.
And so you're thinking, why, you know, like if it's going to cost like 500 or 600 or whatever like that, that's starting to look a bit expensive.
I want this thing. I want this thing to play less powerful Steam games that I cannot currently play on my home consoles. That's what I want. I don't want this to play Battlefield 6 at full, grunt. And maybe that's not the audience they're going for. Maybe they are looking for like someone that wants an all-rounder. I'm not. I'm looking for a more basic console that I can play Steam games with. And I know there'll be a bunch of people saying, hey, you could do that already with this and that. Well, this is interesting because I thought that with the Steam Deck as well. However, it's... For me, with the Steam Deck, what's putting me off is that I've got so many fucking things laying about needing charging, and then, and I'd be paying for a bunch of functionality that I don't really use. Like, I just want a small box like this that plugs into my TV and is sitting there, and when I want to play the latest Steam game that isn't available on the consoles, then I've got the opportunity of doing that. So I like the concept of this, but as with everything, there's a price I'm willing to pay to get to that. And maybe 350 is a little bit low. I mean, I spent $199 to play, remote PlayStation games, so maybe I'm lowballing it a little bit. But if it comes out at like 600 quid, that is just not something.
Yeah, I mean, there's no price price of release, but they've certainly indicated they intend to have it around kind of mid-range PC spec. I personally think the 512 will launch at $499, and then maybe a 2 terabyte will be $6 or $650 or something.
This is the problem, isn't it? Because a lot of PC people, when you say like, oh, sort of mid-range pricing, not all, some PC people will be like, oh right, so like $1,500 then. And it's like, no, dude, no, that's not.
Sorry, I wonder who you're talking about there. I'm just trying to think. If you double $1,500, that gets you to how
that was
much?
Matt knew he was building something really high spec. That's different. I'm talking about people who think that like entry level is like over $1,000. It's like, no, you can build a PC that fucking runs most games for like 600 quid if you shop around. Like if you really, you do have to put the effort in. But then,
Matt's throwing up. For those of you not watching, Matt's throwing up right now all over his lap.
It's fucking embarrassing, mate. 600 quid. Oh my!
But obviously, with Valve making this,
can't even get a graphics card for
they've
that.
got economies of scale on their side. They've also got the fact that hopefully, if they're thinking this is going to expand the audience for Steam a little bit, they're going to have increased revenue through the store as well. So there's things that offset it. Like
big thing about Steam Deck's success is that it came at a really, really compelling price. I mean, it still was it $350 for the 512 LCD. Obviously, you can get OLED ones and bigger capacity, but and now there are obviously things like the ROG Xbox Ally X, which is $1,000 and $1,500. There's the other much more powerful ones, but they found an area. They've obviously got they've got their hardware server they have every year. They know that I think the majority of the people on Steam are playing in 1080p. So I have a feeling that they will price it competitively, but I still think that will probably still be like $499 for the basic, and then maybe $650 for the next one. But again, like Steam Deck, depending on which SKU you get, there are different quality screens, different quality memory. That may be a case here. We know that the storage is replaceable. You can replace it with like the little ones from Steam Deck or the full size NVMe drives. So that's good. Done about replacing the RAM, but and obviously this comes with a controller as well. I mean, I think I listened to a podcast the other day saying that I think component parts would be about, if they were just buying off the shelf, would be $600. Okay. As Sean said, economies of scale. There's a big issue at the moment with DRAM, with RAM being ridiculously expensive, going up all the time. Then tariffs, but again, you would hope that they would have planned this once locked in, bought shitloads earlier. Does that allow for future versions? I don't know. I mean, there's obviously a lot of, RAM prices are crazy at the moment, thanks to, crypto, not crypto, AI and whatnot. So maybe that's another reason to have a confirmed price. I don't know, but lots of things are moving and tariffs, but I still think this will still be a competitive price, if not console price slightly above that.
I mean, I also still feel that this is almost certainly intended to be like, I'm not saying it's like a niche product, but something which they're not okay. There was all those headlines that are like Valve is taking on PlayStation and Nintendo.
This is an enthusiast.
It's absolutely an enthusiast one, in the same way the Steam Deck is.
Yeah,
like,
you still can buy that through Steam.
The Steam Deck has done well, but like it's not done like Nintendo Switch numbers, if you know what I mean. It's like, and there's a market clearly for this, and there'll be a market for this as well, but it's not the headlines of like this is going to destroy all other machines and all that kind of stuff.
I mean, I've seen there's been so many debates about this is a PC, is a console. I mean, they say on the page it's a PC, you can add Windows to it if you want. I think they want to do it as well, because the tariffs also don't affect PC equipment, but they do affect consoles. So I think that's another reason why they're explicit. This is a PC, it's a mini PC to get away from that as well. But this isn't gonna, take on PlayStation and maybe, I mean, Xbox in some way, because a lot of, we anticipate next Xbox will be a PC, mini or otherwise, that can play Xbox games and maybe have access to Steam. And this is kind of Steam getting there early, but this is much different than the rumored specs of the new Xbox, which is, ridiculous architecture, really, really powerful, and does some PC stuff. Whereas this is, it's a modest spec for hopefully a bit more of a, a bit more of a modest price, and it's really exciting. I mean, I've got this PC obviously here. When I was playing Saints of Blade Manor, I started to enjoy it and actually play with keyboard and mouse. But at the start, I was like, oh man, I'm on this PC all day for work. Then I want to do a podcast. And I'm like, I don't also now want to sit here and play a game. I mean, like I said, I grew to love it. So the idea of me having being able to play my Steam games in the lounge with a controller, which we'll talk about in a minute, sounds great. I think it is all about the cost, but I think it's a really exciting proposition, and yeah, this is the future, and like a whole ecosystem of this. You know, the Steam Deck, if you want to play handheld, they've got the Steam Frame. Again, we'll talk about that, like the VR headset. It's really exciting. They're like bang, 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 look at all these cool products. I'm excited to see them out.
I mean,
especially because, you know, we've said before, Steam's history with hardware wasn't always great, but the Steam Decks finally seem to be them hitting the ground running and really nailing it. So now it's nice for there to be like a Steam hardware announcement, and we're not like, but is it going to be like those first controllers they did, or the Steam Link, or where there was, you know, it was a bit bumpy. So now it's just like, no, this is probably all going to be decent.
Yeah.
So fingers crossed.
Well, yeah, they're building off of what they did with the Steam Deck, and that's been well received. So.
See, also, I mean, the other thing I've heard is like people that are quite excited about the idea this may push SteamOS further, and like you're going to get like maybe developers will start, you know that because the big problem with having stuff is like anti-cheat stuff that you get only through Windows and everything, and then maybe this will start to come through on stuff like on SteamOS as well, so people can move away further from Windows.
Because I know we were talking, like, James, you were talking about like thinking of like maybe what to get Asher next because he plays a lot of Minecraft on PC, right? And I was saying, like, it's kind of insane that this is coming out, and yeah, you can't play Minecraft or Fortnite on it. You can if you install Windows on it.
No CODs, no GTA, no Battlefield.
Yeah, you'd have to like sideload Windows, wouldn't you? I guess.
Yeah.
Which is,
I think in one of the Valve press releases, I think, or maybe because when it's got announced, there's loads of kind of hands-on videos with Linus Tech Tips and the version of other people, and with actual kind of engineers from Valve, and they were saying that they're hoping that this will maybe start more of a conversation with the anti-cheat people to see what we can do in terms of getting working on Linux. Because yeah, you're right, this coming out and there'd be no access to some of the biggest games on the planet because of the anti-cheat stuff, like no Destiny, no Roblox, no Fortnite.
I mean, no Microsoft Teams or Office either.
Well, that was nice as well. This all came out. There's no like AI this. There's no like. It doesn't know how you have like media apps, so you have to go via the web browser to use media app. It's just literally the games, and yes, you can use it as a mini PC. I love the fact it's got a little like LCD kind of bar at the bottom, fully programmable.
Yeah.
It shows you downloads, or you can, it reminded me a lot of the Blue Wii controller, Blue Wii notification light, which is quite nice.
That was horrific.
Interchangeable as well.
Yeah, I like that. I do. I really like the design. Actually, I mean, it is just a black box, but I think there's a lot to be said for that after the eyesore of the PS5
and the face plates. The fact you can customize them. They showed. I mean, the one that caught a lot of people's attention was the e-ink display that showed you kind of the kind of temperature of the machine and available RAM. That was just kind of built internally as like almost like a project.
Yeah,
but
so that's not a real.
But some people said that'd be amazing.
Make it, right?
Yeah, someone will try and do it. Yeah, but it looks cool as hell, and yeah, it comes with a controller, and I think the new controller looks awesome as well.
It does look cool. It's got.
I'm not.
It's
sure.
got the. Yeah, no, I think it's going to be really nice in the hands. Actually, I've got two things. One, it's got those touchpads from
my worry.
The Steam. Yeah. Do you not Steam Deck? Do you not use them on the Steam Deck?
No.
Okay.
If it was up to me, the next Steam Deck would not have those on it. There'll be people who are like, "What the fuck are you talking about? Of course it needs them." The way I use it, I very rarely use them, and when I do, I'm just like, "Oh, for fuck's sake!"
So if any game has a mouse, you're gone.
Has the Steam Deck got a touchscreen?
Yeah.
But do you use that?
Occasionally, yeah.
Yeah, I'm wondering. Obviously, you haven't got that on this, so is that something that you would have to use?
It's obviously like it's there as a fallback for stuff that like has no controller support, which I get. So like you could play Civ with the touchpads if you wanted, or whatever. So I get it, but yeah, like I think it's quite telling that none of the Steam Deck copies have the touchpads on them, as far as I'm aware.
Right. What were you saying, Matt?
I was just saying, for any games that had kind of a mouse cursor, any game, not necessarily like a real-time strategy game, but you don't use it for them. You don't even use. I'm trying to think of what games recently had like a mouse
touchscreen, surely.
You can use touchscreen, but I generally tend not to play games like that. I'll generally only play stuff on the Steam Deck if it's got proper controller support. So.
Okay, right.
It's like with the DualSense, isn't it? How it's got that like touch sensor thing, but it's like virtually nothing ever uses that, and it ends up
nothing used it on the last one. It's just one big button. Yeah.
I mean, the only thing that I've used it for was Ghost of Yotei recently. And it was nice. Really nice. It was cool. It was cool to do that, but you're just like, no one else does this, and it's a shame.
Astrobot.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Death Stranding. Yeah, the controller, it's got like a bunch
actually,
of...
all the games use it. Actually, that's what a bit of kit. What a bit of kit.
On the back of the controller, I think there's like 6. Instead of like paddles, there's like just 6 buttons to the back, and like they also know when your fingers are on them, and like it controls the gyro as well. So one thing they were showing is that when you can use gyro controls, and I think they shows Balatro, but if you're using maybe gyro controls or something, you might find that at some point you've got your arms twisted, but you still want to turn right a bit further. We can like let go of the back of the controller, and it kind of like locks it in and to like move it back straight to control it again. So it's got some cool little kind of technique, innovations there. This is also fully trackable with the VR headset, thanks to the LEDs or something on the actual controller. So you can fully use it. I think it looks nice. I'm interested to see what it's like.
My only worry is that those touchpads, I feel like my thumbs are going to rest on them when I'm using the analog stick.
Yeah.
I don't know. They must have.
Yeah, they've also done loads of testing. Yeah, I think that you do think that, but they've obviously done the testing to get away from that. But this looks like just a nicer controller than the previous Steam controller, which started off looking crazy, then they gradually kind of made it a bit more normal, didn't they? But even by the end, it was, this looks like a bit more of a premium device as well.
And they're doing the same thing again, where there's going to be like Steam Machine verified like program for like game compatibility, so that you can, like the same as Steam Deck, where you know what works and what maybe doesn't work quite so well. But there's also the Steam Frame was the other thing that was announced. So this is a standalone VR headset, which does like you can play games on it without being connected to a machine. But according to Valve, this is very much supposed to be like a streaming headset, really. Like, so it streams via like wirelessly as well, so there's no cable. But the idea is that you can like connect it up to PC or like the Steam machine, and then you can like stream stuff from that to it. But also you can run things standalone, like you can with the Meta Quest as well. But obviously simpler games, and that's also going to have a Steam Frame verified program for game compatibility. But again,
it takes a lot of guts releasing a new VR headset in this day and age, doesn't it? A lot of guts.
I mean, it would be nice for there to be to be able to carry on doing VR stuff, but without having to give money to Zuckerberg. Not that Steam or Valve are perfect by any means, but it'd be nice to get out of the Meta.
Yeah, I see a lot of that sentiment. It's like, okay, well, I want to get a frame to get away from Meta. I want to get a Steam console to get away from Windows and Xbox. It's like, but I mean, the trouble with that is that Meta have bought loads of studios. There's loads of exclusives on Quest that just aren't on Steam VR, and also with a Quest you can use the Quest and go and use Steam VR. So in many ways that is a better device, but this is really good. They said they want to price it slightly lower than Index. Index was $1,000, so that could still mean this will be 800 quid, who knows. It's got pancake lenses, so really, really good lenses. It's got other kind of cool things where it's got a little like adapter, because this has got pass-through, but it's just black and white, unlike the color pass-through on Quest 3. But it's got like a little adapter where you can maybe like add another camera for color pass-through. It has also the whole thing is like modular, so you can take off the front, and that's got all the grunt, all the microchips, all the doodads in that front bit, and the rest is just like the case, like the battery on the back to kind of align the weight, so you haven't got it all on your face. It looks like a really, really nice headset. They've also said they're working to get Half-Life Alyx working natively, standalone on the headset. I mean, who knows if we see that. But yeah, this looks good. I mean, this isn't like a like hardware beast like Index was. Still one of the best dedicated VR headsets, but this again is probably still good enough, and with the specs it's got, and like the super quick kind of connection to your TV to your PC, because it comes with a special adapter which just talks to the headset, so you're not going to get interference with phones or other devices in the house. In fact, the Steam Machine as well, it's got like free. You can tell I've watched a lot of videos on this. It's got like free connecting like chips, and one of them is just dedicated to the controller to avoid like zero kind of misconnection or loss of like any latency or anything. So they've obviously thought about that. Looks good.
Okay, cool. Well, let's see how their hardware does. Like, as I said, all comes down to price. Let's see how that pans out. I don't think we'll find out till the new year now, but we'll see.
Yeah. Okay, next bit of news was there was a state of play from PlayStation last week. Did anyone see anything of interest from
Well,
this?
wasn't this Japanese? It was aimed at the Japanese audience, right?
No, it wasn't aimed at Japanese audience, but it was showcasing Japanese games, like games that
Oh,
were from
right.
Japanese
Oh, I
studios.
misunderstood it then.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I mean, I had a look at this. I mean, there was only one game that I thought looked kind of interesting to me. That was but then I mean, there's a lot of stuff here that people probably will find. You know, was there the Dynasty Warriors and stuff like that?
Yeah, Dynasty Wars DLC.
Yeah. But I like that. I think it's called Inconveni One.
I knew it'd be the
Store.
Inconveni. Yeah, I knew it'd be that.
That's the one that I thought looked interesting. It's like, set in a convenience store, and yeah, it's like a slice of life kind of game.
There's lots of Gatcham stuff in there.
Yeah.
That is, right up James Farley Street. Yeah, I have to admit there wasn't too much in this that really interests me. And I mean, I don't think that is because of, I don't know. It was just that I felt it was a little bit stale. The presentation and the games they were showing, there was nothing that really sort of stood out.
I mean, the funniest thing was because they also did a whole this has been 5 years of the PS5 at this point, and so it was a kind of celebration of how well it's done and everything, and they talked about the PS5, they talked about the Portal, nothing about PSVR 2. That doesn't.
You're the only one that gets upset with that, James, because not many people own one.
Yeah, and then also they announced this PlayStation monitor thing as well. But that's
they
only
love
hardware.
They do. Cannot stop themselves.
Hardware.
It's but it's only US and Japan, and it's like basically like a PlayStation monitor where you can also charge a DualSense on it and stuff like that. So yeah,
I wonder why it's not come to Europe. Like if you're doing,
we know better, mate.
Yeah,
we know better.
Yeah. But this connects to the PC speakers, so you can get the whole. You can get the whole PlayStation ecosystem, can't you? There was new Elden Ring Night Rain DLC announced as well, which is another biggie towards the end. Yeah, I watched it. I mean, I wasn't bored, but not nothing really for me over there. But hey, mono tempted.
That I've got to say that I'm looking at it now. That charging of the pad thing looks horrific. I'm sure they've worked it out, but it's this little flap that you pull down.
Yeah, it's a little hook.
And but it looks like it sits slightly behind, if not in line with the monitor. So actually putting the controller on it, you've got to go, all right, okay, I put it under the monitor and hook it on. It just looks like an absolute ball ache to do. I don't want that. I want magnets, motherfucker. I want to chuck the pad at the screen and then and
it
charges. Yeah, like on those things in the 90s where people used to wear those suits with the Velcro on it and jumped at a wall.
Yeah,
that's what I want with my charger.
You just want to let go of the controller anywhere in the room, it just zooms towards the monitor.
And it just zooms towards the charger.
That would be cool. I mean, I'm okay with the charging hook. The charging hook is okay for me, but I would like a magnet, sure.
Yeah.
Okay, should we move on from that because there's not so much else. So also, there was a Mario Galaxy movie trailer. It was released this week, and we learned that Brie Larson is going to be Rosalina, and that Benny Safdie is going to be Bowser Jr. And yes, coming on the 3rd of April next year.
There was I thought the bit with Jack Black and whoever it was from Nintendo was super fucking awkward. But
I didn't actually watch the direct. I literally just watched the trailer. So how long was the direct? What else? There was like little.
Oh, it was only like 4 minutes. There was like bits beforehand, bits afterwards. But
Miyamoto talking, the guy from Illumination talking, and then Jack Black doing Jack Black things. Yeah,
Jack Black was doing Jack Black things with a suit standing next to him, going like sort of going okay. And it was like. I loved the trailer. I thought it was good. The kids absolutely loved it. They watched it about 3 or 4 times in a row. There seems to be a lot of funny moments in there already. I think Rosalina's an interesting approach to make her a badass princess when you've already got a badass princess in there. Like it seems like she's very similar to Peach, but who the fuck knows and who cares? It's gonna be another fucking smash hit, isn't it? Let's face it. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed this more. Maybe I've been thinking did I enjoy the trailer more because it's a better trailer? Was it because now I know the measure of what the first film was about? That
first trailer for the first film was brilliant. Like
it was
so exciting. except for when Sean thought it was a Cockney accent at the end of it. Do you remember? Do you remember? You thought.
What did he
hold
say?
on,
I can't remember. What was the?
He says that like.
Let's go. How's it go? Fuck you.
It's like Mushroom Kingdom. Here we come. That was it.
Yeah, it was so funny.
Classic. That's how you talk, Dave.
That's all we're hearing.
Yeah, it's not far off. Anyway, let's go. All I'll say is that this trailer, I like the themes from it. I like the character stuff in it. I don't think this is going to be a mind-blowing movie. I think it's going to be a follow-up to what was a very competent and quite enjoyable kids film, the first one. I hope we're not sitting next to two 30-odd-year-olds like we were last time going all the way through it. I hope we don't have that situation. And I also hope they've just completely ignored what made the Minecraft movie such a smash hit, because I would fucking hate it if Toad turned up saying 6-7 in this film.
I can't see Nintendo doing that. I think that would go against.
Nor can I. I hope they go against that.
Have you seen the Metroid Prime 4 stuff?
Good fucking point.
Good segue.
So this wasn't in my news, but it's probably worth mentioning. There's been quite a few videos and conversation around. It's like a side character, right? For Metroid Prime 4.
Previews went live for Metroid Prime 4.
Went live. Yeah, It looks like people were allowed to play the first hour of Metroid Prime 4, and the one thing that people seem to be mentioning the most is this sidekick that you come across, who is a wacky guy. The opening line when you meet this character is so bad that I thought it was a lie.
It does seem like a joke.
It was a prank.
The videos we've seen, like, this feels like something that someone would do as like a piss take. What if Nintendo actually did this?
I'm paraphrasing here, but the line is something like, "So you crash landed on this planet and you're surrounded by crazy aliens, but you don't have to sit next to Mark in the toilet anymore. So win?" And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, are you kidding me? And there's a lot of people saying like, this character follows you around and says stuff,
explains everything about you having a chance to think about yourself.
Yeah, you need to go here. You need to do that.
Cracking
everything that James talks about with Metroid. It's like it's all about feeling on your own. Yeah. Completely isolated, scared, not knowing where you're going, not knowing what to do, discovering it. And the one of the big moments is when you get a superpower. And the scene that I saw, and I don't know if this is real. I genuinely still don't know if this is real. But the scene that I saw, Samus turns into the ball for the first time, which is a big moment for Metroid fans. And the side character goes, "Oh, so you're a sphere now, okay?" And I'm just like,
I know. It's you're right, and that's the thing. Like, these games have always been about like atmosphere and loneliness. Like that's part of the whole thing.
Not anymore. Not with Miles on board.
And I can't believe. Like, I mean, the thing is like before they did elements of this with Other M, like, which was the one that came out on the Wii, where there was like, like you had somebody sometimes like talking in your ear and stuff. Everyone hated it. Everyone hated that aspect of that game, because it was bad, and because also it was like, like this guy telling you what to do as well, and like giving you permission for stuff. And she's supposed to be a bounty hunter. It's like, it's her own. She does what she wants, and it's just I can't believe that this has got through like to this stage. Like,
and like, even if obviously a lot of people are saying like it's the first hour of the game, maybe he fucks off.
Maybe he dies.
But why ruin the first hour of the game?
But even so, it's like, but why you do this at all? Even if it's just in the opening, I don't get it.
We thought the desert was the low point.
You see, the previews also say take him out of it, and it's a very good Metroid game. Like one of the things I heard was, hey, really, you're back into playing that original Metroid Prime, and I just thought, yeah, but that was a really fucking old game and really dated. And if you watch that, it really does look like there's some weird shit with the auto aiming where the gun is like moving all over the screen as you're moving forward and stuff. And I just thought, oh man, no, actually, the whole concept of Metroid Prime needed modernizing, actually, and we haven't got there with this. Like, I know we've been calling this a dud for ages. There's a good chance that we could be wrong. These previews did nothing to convince me this is going to be anything but a big disappointment. But like disappointment on levels that I didn't even think they were going to get near.
Yeah.
I know.
We just this side character stuff is fucking like it genuinely feels like someone within Nintendo fucking hates Metroid and wants it killed and wants it dead. That's what it feels like to me.
Yeah.
It's like,
you like Metroid, do you? We'll give you a Metroid game. Just...
I saw all the previews and I was just like, I guess I'll just replay Super again then.
Yeah. This kind of makes me want to hate play it more, like just to see how bad this character
really is.
It'd be a hell
of a stream if anyone's up for it.
I'm not playing it.
I'm busy.
I looked at that and went, thank God I can strike it from the list this year.
I will play it because I like Metroid a lot, and I don't know, but I'm sure it's probably going to be really disappointing.
Can they make a sequel to Dread? Because that was incredible.
But it's like what you said, David. It's like what we were kind of expecting, or what I was expecting with this is that, okay, it's probably going to be a bit dated, a bit disappointing, not going to move things on very much, and that'll be it. And it'd be like, but there'll be something there. But this, it looks really bad. Like, it just looks terrible. But yeah, we'll see. Final story is that Activision have confirmed that Black Ops 7 uses generative AI tools for assets, and says they said that it helps to empower its teams to create the best gaming experiences possible. So this is apparent.
Do the teams say that? That's the thing, isn't
well,
it?
that's what Activision said. This is apparent from the Steam disclosure page, which Sean, you were saying it wasn't originally disclosed. Is that the case?
That was what I'd heard, because everyone was just like, get your fucking Steam refund because you can, because they didn't disclose it, but I don't know.
And then
I don't think it was necessarily for the generative AI stuff. I think
apparently the game's
might
not
have
anyway.
something to do with it. Yeah.
So it was. I mean, people obviously were complaining about this already because there was particularly people saying about the campaign calling cards, which seemed to have like the Studio Ghibli style, sort of like design to them, which has been
God. So they've not even used it in like a
no.
They've just done the thing that the internet was doing with it.
Yeah. So then Treyarch spoke to IGN and they said, we've come out and been very clear that we use these AI tools as tools to help the team, but they do not replace any of the fantastic team members we have that are doing the final touches and building that content to put it in the game. And then Activision said, like so many around the world, we use a variety of digital tools, including AI tools, to empower and support our teams to create the best gaming experiences possible for our players. Our creative process, it continues to be led by the talented individuals in our studios. And that's what I had to say. I mean, I've played this, and the campaign feels like it's definitely had the touch of generative AI to it. I wouldn't be surprised if the script in particular was had been run through that.
Yeah, you sent us a few clips.
It's
Jesus Christ,
dire. And so this is this is a shame, I think, because the feedback to Black Ops 7 hasn't been that great in general. It's currently got very low, like on Metacritic, like from like user like stuff, and particularly the campaign people have been like panning.
Well, I was gonna say, should we get to the what you've been playing segment of the show?
Yeah, could do that.
And let's talk briefly about Call of Duty Black Ops 7. I've played, I don't know, about 10 hours of it, but exclusively in multiplayer. James, you've played the entirety of the campaign.
Yeah.
I have several friends that have played the campaign and said it's the worst piece of shit they've ever played.
Yeah.
Are you with them?
Yeah, absolutely. It's awful. And it's really, really disappointing because like Black Ops 6, like I know like Call of Duty games get a lot of like hate from people, like like slagging them off, and because there's they come out every year and everything. But I've always enjoyed going back to those like single player, the campaigns, because they're usually in the past they've often been like pretty well crafted and had some like I'm not saying they're not like high literature or anything like that, but they're usually at least engaging.
Yeah, it's like a dumb action movie.
Yeah, exactly.
5-7 hours.
I was off Call of Duty for years, and I really enjoyed Black Ops 6.
And this is supposed to be a direct sequel to that. Like, it's supposed to continue on the story. The story is completely nonsensical. Like, it doesn't make any sense whatsoever. And it's also, I mean, the way this works now is that it's not single player in the sense that you can play it single player if you want to, but you can't really, because the whole point is it's supposed to be like team. It's supposed to be a team cooperative experience. So I played it. Mostly with just random people, like you start a game and then it just fills your squad with 3 people. Very quickly switched off the audio, like as in from people's microphones because of the whole 6-7 issue and all that kind of thing. And so it's,
that's what they're calling it, the 6-7 issue. Yeah.
But no, it was kind of annoying. But so the whole thing is based around that. So there's no checkpoints in games, and you can't pause it, and it's completely online. And that's presumably because of the fact that you have to, play it as a squad. And so, if people idle for too long, they just get kicked, and you end up. And if you play single player, it's really weird because there's this disconnect between the cutscenes, which have got like this squad of 4 people, and then if you're playing single player, it's just you. And so you've got to like kind of pretend those other 3 people don't exist, like while you're playing, which is odd. I mean, it's very odd. The level design, the mission design is so minimalist. Like it's not even like a corridor shooter or anything like that. It's like basically like you're often just dumped in an area, and then it's just like random objectives. I saw somebody on the Romot forum saying like this feels like a Fortnite event. Like this is what this feels like. It's like there's objectives you've got to complete. For each mission, but there's no sort of coherent story that's really sort of explaining why you're doing this. And I mean, there is a story, but it's complete. It's awful. Like there's especially the dialogue. The dialogue is so badly delivered, and also like it's just terrible.
And I mean, it's never been brilliant, has it? But it's been serviceable from a eye-rolly, perspective for Call of Duty in the past. And it's funny because I was listening to this criticism of this game, and I should say I'm quite enjoying the multiplayer. Mm-hmm. I don't think I'm enjoying it as much as the last one, but we'll get to that. I am quite enjoying it, and there was part of me that's going, it's a bit silly to focus on how bad the campaign is, because the campaign is also notoriously bad in Battlefield 6, right?
Yeah, but
there's part of me that goes, actually Call of Duty was very much a combo of a decent single player experience and a very good multiplayer experience. And the fact that this isn't the first very shit multiplayer single player campaign in a Call of Duty game, but it does seem like one of the laziest and one of the worst, and that needs to be called out, because some people buy that game to play the campaign, and there is not one here that's worth doing that for, right?
You see, and like in the past, like you even had like there was always like an element of like amazing spectacle as well that you get, like in those single player campaigns. And there's a lot of like really memorable stuff as well. Like if you think back, obviously like No Russian and all that, all the stuff that's happened over the years. That do you remember the prison break, David? From like from I think it's from Black Ops. Was it 2?
I think it was Black Ops 1, wasn't it?
Yeah. And stuff like that, which was like it was good. It was interesting. What they were trying to do with that. And there's absolutely nothing like that in here. This at all. There's not even the spectacle. Like there's not even anything that makes you just be like, wow, that's really like technically impressive or like, thematically interesting. It's nothing there. It's just a mishmash of really boring ideas. And I felt really depressed like by the time I'd finished it. And it's very short as well. It's only about 4 or 5 hours long. And so, you can run through it very, very quickly. But it's the point where you're just thinking, I don't know why they're even bothering at this point with this. Like, why bother?
Well, that's it, isn't it? That's it. It's something to market. They're creating adverts. You know what I mean?
But the other thing that I thought about with this as well is I'm wondering how much of this is not just the fact that like they want to focus on multiplayer, they want to focus on like the Avalon and like the battle royale stuff. I'm wondering how much of this. I'm not saying that they're like creatively bankrupt. That they're not coming up with any new like story ideas or anything like that. But what I'm saying is that maybe in the current political environment that we're in at the moment, this is becoming more and more difficult for them to want to engage with, actually. Yeah. And maybe they're not really very keen on doing stories. Like, the story in this is it's completely nonsensical, but it's all just focused around, like, I mean, I don't even know who I was fighting for, honestly, like, during this game. And it was like, and it's all like, private military contractors and all that kind of thing, which, these exist and everything. But in the past, they have tried, for better or worse, to sort of engage with, sort of real world conflicts and real things that have happened.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't think this is them shying away from the politics of it all. I genuinely, do you know my theory on why this is so bad? I genuinely think it was a very late decision to make this another Black Ops game in the run of Call of Duty.
When have they ever done it? Where's Black Ops in 2 years in a row?
No.
So I genuinely think that because this coincides with the Activision takeover, I did genuinely think that Microsoft took over and went, "What's the most successful of all the Call of Duty series? The Black Ops ones. Make another Black Ops."
So are you saying it's the Microsoft touch?
Yeah, no, that's exactly what I'm saying. I think they've bounded in there. They've looked at the numbers and they said, "Why are we releasing a non-Black Ops Call of Duty next year?
Yeah, why are we doing like a World War II one, near future one, when really everyone's waiting for the next Black Ops? Let's just skip to that.
Let's just make that.
Yeah, let's get straight to the next Black Ops and fucking just churn out a campaign, because who gives a fuck? We only use that stuff to sell the game anyway." That's the feeling I get. I don't think, I know what you're saying, like shying away from politics. They never really addressed that stuff.
No, they didn't. But there was still
they hid behind that to make controversial scenes that got headlines and sold the game.
That's true.
They didn't really make any political points with any of the games that they were producing.
No, not really.
I don't know. Well, I mean, I'm going back a long way now. The original Modern Warfare, I thought, was very anti-nuclear, if nothing else.
Yeah, but also it had a look how cool this big nuclear explosion scene is.
But see, I don't think that was supposed to be cool. I think it was supposed to be horrific.
No, but I think there was very much
it was cool. I mean, the fact that like the AC-130 level, which obviously is now famous, that was not meant to be cool. That was meant to be horrible. But obviously, loads of people were like, "Nah, this is wicked. Look." Like,
sure, but it also had lots of like levels in it that were like, let's go fucking shoot these fucking, and I just kind of think, yes, it had moments of interest, it had moments of like levels that stood out and tried to make a point, but I don't think any of those points were political, other than war.
Yeah, I'd agree with you, but there was still a level of engagement there though with what was with the wider world, and I feel now that I don't think they probably want to do that anymore, maybe. And that's why it becomes more and more abstracted, like the fact in this, like you're fighting robots like a lot of the time as well, and it's just sure.
My point is, I think they dropped that a long time ago. I think this one has a problem because I think someone came along, looked at the numbers and went, shit, why are we doing an Advanced Warfare next? Why are we doing a Modern Warfare next, or whatever? Why are we not doing another Black Ops?
And this has probably suffered because it wasn't given that time to breathe, right? It's like if the developers have been, just been made to just churn out another Black Ops in a year's time, then I can easily see why that might be why it suffered, right? And especially
definitely.
if devs have been backed into a corner where, yes, they're using blatantly AI generate. I mean, the fact that it's the Studio Ghibli style stuff is fucking mad. That's all. That to me, that almost feels like the devs being like, right, well, if you're going to make us use this shit, we're going to do it in the most stupid, obvious way possible. Because that is mad that you're playing Call of Duty and there's Studio Ghibli style AI art in it. It's wild. But
I will say. So the other thing that points to this stuff is that, like my theory of this being a last minute decision, is that the multiplayer, which I'm playing a lot of, feels way less Black Ops than the multiplayer in the last Black Ops game. Yeah, it feels more like Advanced Warfare.
I thought it felt exactly like that because it's
no. There's a lots of like movement stuff where you can wall run or hop off walls or double jump off walls and stuff like that. Everything seems a little bit more modern, whereas the last one felt a bit grim and grounded. This is very much sort of robots going, "Burp, burp, it's time to get forward, agent," and you're like, okay, all right. And
Oh, I love that
like,
dialogue.
yeah, I know. The scopes don't look like scopes; they look like little sort of projected, like sort of holograms on the. It's all of that sort of shit. And also, it feels like a complete skin and a mod. It feels like a mod from the 1990s where you got a game and you put a new skin over the top of it, but all the menus were exactly the same and everything else works exactly the same. It's just the guns are different and the walls are a different color and stuff like that. And I'm like, oh shit, yeah, this is still Call of Duty and I'm still enjoying playing it after the first 3 rounds of getting shot to shit. It's so funny. You play that game, your kill death ratio is 1 kill to 17 deaths, and you go, I can't, this is shit. This is not as good as the last one. And then the game goes, come on, come in the dad pen. Let's put you in the dad pen over here with the dads, and then all the normal people can play here. The losers can all have their own server, and then you're competing again, and you're going, nah, this is fucking great, actually. The game totally does all that. It has the same upgrade path. You're doing the same shit. I know that I'll play this all year and enjoy it. But it screams, just get another game out as quick as possible, even though it's the usual cycle. Yeah,
Treyarch didn't suddenly get bad at making Call of Duty games.
No, and this isn't a bad.
Here, right?
Yeah, and this isn't a bad multiplayer game. It is just so similar to the last one, but it just feels like it's been reskinned. It's. I don't know how long it'll keep my attention when I've been really into Battlefield 6 recently and playing Gauntlet mode and avoiding playing Ark Raiders because I've got too much to play. Where does Black Ops sit in my life now? I don't really see it.
But haven't these recent Call of Duties been on kind of 2 or 3 year cycles as it goes around different teams making different
that was
versions?
My understanding.
Yeah, so it's like, okay, well, this team tends to make the Black Ops ones. That's every 3 years, every 2 years. So like, if this is the case, then they've massively had to scale back, and as you've all said, it's no wonder it's how hasn't been received as well. If that is indeed the case.
Yeah, I don't know the development process.
Because always like different studios, wasn't it? Raven was one,
Raven
Treyarch was one.
Infinity Ward are making
Infinity
the
Ward.
next one, I think. Is that
right?
But yeah.
All right. Okay, that's probably enough on Call of Duty. There has been a game that we have been hammering for about a month now because we never get this. We got early code for this, and we should say up front that we're quite friendly with one of the people that works for the publishers of this game. So, just full disclosure, Lumines Arise we have been playing for a good month now. Lumines Arise is the latest Lumines game. If you have not played a Lumines game, it is very much a tiles drop down from the top of the screen and you have to rearrange them style puzzle game. One that sort of focused on music, got big on the PSP. That's when it first came out, right?
Yeah, because it was the game that if for some reason you bought a PSP instead of a DS, it was the game that you were like, yeah, but look, I've got this. I haven't got this on your fucking DS, have you? So yeah.
I've got a weird relationship with Lumines. I didn't play it. I never owned a PSP. No, I did own a PSP. I just never had Lumines for it. And I didn't play it up until it came. The Lumines remaster came out on the Xboxes at the time, and I sort of fell in love with it. And then I bought it on the Switch and fell in love with it even more because it was so accessible. And you just pick it up and play. Really fucking loved it. And then they announced this, which is Lumines getting the Tetris effect makeover, where it's got the crazy visuals, the crazy music, and that normal Tetris effect sort of feeling to it has been glossed over this Lumines game. I fucking loved it. We got it a while ago. I booted it up on the first night. I played right the way through journey mode without stopping from start to finish on that first night. I sent you lot a picture of me in front of the credits.
Within that hour too.
Yeah, that first night was an experience that I will never get again. It was one of those where I just went, I am now chasing the high of that first night where I got to experience all the areas with all of the music and all of the insane shit it does visually. and got to the end and went, I'll never have that moment again. Like, I fucking loved every second of that, and I will never get that back, and that kills me. But I am a huge Lumines nut at this point, so I'm interested to hear how you guys took to it.
I mean, I'm really bad at it. But I mean, when I first started playing, I mean, I've tried it before, and I never really could get my head around it. And I know that's ridiculous because it is actually quite simple.
It's way more simple than you think.
But the trouble is that there's all the muscle memory that you have for like Tetris and stuff, where you're just like, oh, I've got to link these things together, or whatever. And it's not the case. Like it really doesn't play the same at all. And so it took me quite a while to figure it out. And it was what it was because Chen is really into this. Like she loves this. Like, loves Lumines.
Of course, she's a big Lumines fan as well. Yeah,
she played it like a lot on the PSP, the original, and then also on the Switch. She played it loads on that, and then she loves this one as well. And what I did was I just said, look, can you just watch me play and just explain to me what I should be doing?
Play the game for me and get all the achievements.
No, I was playing the game. I was
can you make me
game.
some Tupperware of food, even though I'm here and you're here?
It was so. It was me playing. So I was playing the game, and then she was just like watching, and she was criticizing me. That got annoying.
What was the criticism?
Well, just basically, I was just doing it all wrong. Like it was, she was basically saying. I mean, the main thing was that I hadn't figured out at the start about the whole it's basically just blocks of squares. Like you're trying to create squares.
You didn't work that bit out.
Well, I mean, no, and I'm an idiot. I struggle with loads.
No, I understood that.
These triangles won't fit together. They're squares, James.
Where's the L-shaped one?
No. What I'm talking about is I understood that, but then the thing that I found the most difficult was those, like those cross-coloured ones where you've got
they screwed me up as well.
And then I was just like, I don't know what to do with these. Like, what on earth am I supposed to do with them?
You don't need to do anything with them. Really.
I know, but you do need to decide where you're going to place them when they come down.
Yeah,
you can really waste them if you're not careful.
Yeah, but right, okay. So this is where I think most people go wrong with Lumines, and I will say that is because Lumines tells you to go in the wrong direction with it, and especially this game. I've spoken to Matt about it. The tutorial's not good enough for first-time players.
No,
it's just
I
not
was
good enough.
Overwhelmed. I've played tutorial less, and there are loads of tutorial missions and challenges which I do appreciate. But as a first-timer who's heard of Lumines but never played it and seen blocks and stuff on videos, I just never really looked into it enough. I had to go for a tutorial 5, 6, 7 times, and when I played a bit more, I was okay. Now I'll do a tutorial again, see if I've really got to measure it. Okay, but then the tutorial, it's not like it would just play for it. It was like playing a video. I want to stop and pause the tutorial, do the thing it's telling me to do, press play for that. Some bits it just kind of it just shows a sequence of telling me the game. I was I want to be okay, page 1 of 17. And other missions and other pages do that. It was almost like a slideshow, and I was appreciating that. But as a first time, I was like, fucking hell, it's just overwhelming. And yeah, as you say, James, when you get those blocks where bottom left and top right are the same colour, I was like, where do I
my advice would be when you play Tetris, you're trying to think 2-3 moves ahead, right? Mm-hmm. You're trying to think that goes there, that slots into that, and if I create that, then that could slot into that, and that's how you play Tetris, right? And I'm trying to build up this thing, and I'm leaving one line completely clear because I'm hoping I get the full line thing, and that can activate it. It's not really the case with Lumines. You've got so much space to play with that you can have a junk pile and deal with it at another time, and sometimes you can take advantage of that. So you build up a junk pile that you're not using, but you're arranging it so it's actually connecting things in a line or whatever. And then when you get one of those star quarters, you drop that in the right place and you connect all that together. It wipes them out, and then you can really sort of. It's more about drop. Don't think about it too much. Don't think. Once this goes, that's going to drop onto that and connect. Don't think about any of that. Just constantly drop. Where you can, make your squares, but where you can't, don't worry about it too much. And eventually, you'll see those opportunities open up.
See, I found I've done, because my initial instinct was, same as Tetris, just constantly dropping stuff as fast as I can. I started to find I was doing better when I stopped doing that, because obviously when you do make the big squares, they don't clear immediately. You have to wait for the line to come across.
Yeah.
So I was kind of finding that
so
taking it easy was sort of really helping.
Actually, that's interesting then, because that's probably me. That's probably me talking to someone who's learnt that basic level.
Yeah.
And actually, because my thought process is the more you drop, the more your chances. If you get 4 squares separate, they could be separate or they could be together. But if you get a combo of 4 squares, then when the line gets to the end, your next run is multiplied by 4, then multiplied by 8, then multiplied by 16.
Whereas I'm still at the point where if I start dropping too quickly, I'm making mistakes because I'm
and it's going to build up and fill your screen. No, that's right. So maybe you're right. Maybe you do need to go way slower at the start, and once you've got that, then you can be going for the multipliers. Like, so in my head, I'm thinking, what a waste! You're wasting multipliers by doing that. But I suppose unless you get that sort of pattern recognition in your head, then actually all you're doing is filling your screen up, and you're going to lose. Maybe I'm fucking wrong then, aren't I?
But I've too good, Dave. That's the problem.
I know. I'm so. I believe they call it leaked. Yeah, for you noobs.
I got a few burst modes, but burst modes, that's just like getting a few squares at once or more than a.
So burst mode is the
also burst mode
equivalent
new for this game specifically.
Yes. Yeah. Burst mode's the equivalent of Tetris Effect. You know, where you can pause it and then create as many lines as you can, and you get the dodecahedron or whatever they called it there. This is. I don't know if I like it or not.
I really like it.
I like how it clears out, but I tell you what I don't like about it. I've not got a tactic for it yet. Every time I've got a plus 150 burst, it's been because I've selected a square at the top and it's dropped down and removed everything around it. Whereas I'm thinking, actually, I want to build up from the bottom and do it. That feels like a more interesting way of building up your burst. But I think I'm doing it the wrong way. So, sometimes when I build up from the bottom, I'm getting like a 20 burst or a 30 burst, or anything under a 50 burst, I think is kind of like pointless. You want to get over 50. But anytime I've got over 100, it's been because it's sort of fallen from the top. And I need to work out how I need to set myself up. It's easy to work that out on Tetris Effect. You're going, right, I need to build a really long wall, a big wall, with lots of space down the right-hand side for singles, and I need to build them up. I need to bank them, and then activate it, and then I can get as many lines as I can. Whereas here, I'm like... I don't know how to set up before I press the burst button.
Yeah, it feels hard. I feel like I want to be planning ahead, like 3 or 4 moves ahead, but I am unable to do that. But then you're actually saying, David, that's not a game where you're doing that really. You're not really playing ball fight.
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I've learnt that bit and I'm taking that shit for granted. Sean's really highlighted that, is that you got to remember, like, I've put like 150 to 200 hours into Lumines Remastered. In recent years, like I'm talking in the past 2 to 3 years, so maybe I've just forgotten what it's like to just not. I am a different. You're absolutely right. Top 100, I believe I am.
Built different.
That's probably gone now. I was when we were playing just people that like before it came out. I had the 8th best burst score in the world. That's not an exaggeration. That I literally had the 8th best.
And then regular punters get involved, and now
regular punters, and I'm nowhere near. I am nowhere near. But okay, so that's Lumines, right? As a concept, like I knew I was going to love this game because I'm really into Lumines at the moment. I really like what it does. I get lost in it. What I wasn't expecting is how much of a jump it was over Tetris Effect in terms of music and visually. Yeah. And that makes sense because Tetris Effect come out fucking ages ago. 6 years, 7 years? Something like that.
2018 it came out. Yeah.
So like 7 years ago, right? And this is not a dig at Tetris Effect. That was the first time they tried something like this. And when I started playing this, I was like, oh yeah, of course this is going to be way more advanced. This isn't the first time they've done something like this. And I was blown away with what it did visually. I mean, the first thing is, for example, there's a space level and it's all space themed, and the bigger the square you build up, the bigger image of a astronaut walking towards the screen appears within that square. So fucking effective. Like I was like, holy shit. And then when I noticed that when you do a burst, one of its burst modes, when you come out of it, it changes the music significantly. And of course, Lumines always did this thing where the higher the multiplier was, the music would change. And that's all in this. But when you combine that with everything else, it is stunning to look at, and it is incredible to listen to.
It really is. Yeah.
And
apparently
when
the
you
VR
think,
version's incredible for that same
I-
reason.
yes,
It was
I have-
amazing in VR.
I've tried
on
it.
Tetris Effect.
I've tried it in VR, yeah, and it is it is quite special, I would say, because there's stuff going all over the place, which is.
I think it's like again, it has that issue that like Tetris Effect felt like such a revelation, like such a beautiful new way to present like a classic game. So obviously playing this, there is that temptation for you to be like, oh, they've done the Tetris Effect thing to it. But Dave's right; they've done it a lot better, I would say here. I'm not even saying it's Tetris Effect is shit now. I'm not saying that at all.
No, look,
but
I
you
think
can tell the expertise has built up since, right? And
that's it, isn't it? And I mean, I think it's not a controversial or wild thing to say that Tetris is a better puzzle game. Like Tetris is one of the best puzzle video games of all time, and that does not change here. But I think it's ridiculous to compare the two games against each other in terms of they're for starters, they're going for different things, but ultimately you're talking about Tetris. They're working from Tetris as a base level, and that is one of the greatest puzzle games of all time. And Lumines isn't. Lumines is fucking great and serves its own purpose. But they're both working off of different foundations, is what I'm trying to say.
And they're going to go for different things as well. I think look, what's been really interesting for me was like with Tetris Effect, I was always bad at Tetris. I appreciated it, but I was like, I'm shit at it. I don't really get a lot out of it. Tetris Effect, I really enjoyed, made me want to actually get good at Tetris. Lumines, I enjoyed, having played it on and off over the years, I've enjoyed it as a very casual puzzle game. Still not being great at it, but just being like, oh yeah, but the art and music and stuff is really cool. And I feel like I can just have a session on it, enjoy it for a certain amount of time, and then the game ends, and I'm like, right, that was.
Yeah, I enjoy
fun.
the experience as much as the game itself.
Yeah, exactly. And this is. Sorry, go on.
I was going to say I've had a similar sort of thing because I've been playing the journey mode, and I can only get up to about the fourth area of that, the fourth set, but I don't really care that much because I'm just quite enjoying the music and like the
what
visuals.
What difficulty are you playing it on?
Easy. Of course, on easy. Yeah.
Really though, but okay. I don't want to be. I'm trying not to be a complete fucking bellend here. But I really, okay, all right. I've played it a lot. Whatever.
Yeah, I'm playing on easy.
My point is, I want this makes me want to get really good at Lumines, and it's a different feeling in that it's a game that as a base, I enjoy. I think I enjoyed base Lumines more than I enjoyed base Tetris.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? So you're right. Tetris is probably the better game. I'm not saying Lumines is better, but it's just a different feeling. Being like, oh no, there's something else here that I wasn't really seeing before, and it's cool to find that and appreciate that. Good game.
I find the music fascinating because, as with Tetris Effect, some of it is dreadful. I mean, your experience will be different to mine. Music is totally subjective and stuff. I love the fact that it still has that stupid, and I'm bundling Tetris Effect into this as well. The fire party, stuff. There will always be music in these games that you go, oh fucking hell. For me, the Coldplay rip-off song is honestly, it just I can't wrap my head around it. But it's part of what these games are, right? They're gonna
Yeah.
have it's gonna have music in it that you don't connect with, and a lot of the music in this game is not the sort of music I would listen to on a day-to-day basis. But when taking in the experience with it all, visually, it sort of makes sense, right? There's some really good stuff in there. There's some really surprising stuff in there. Some of the tracks on it, I was not expecting this style of music to be represented in here. There's a lot of stuff where you're trying to be this artist, and that's cringe. There's
It's like,
a lot
to
of
an extent, because how many stages are there in the game? It's got to be like 50 odd or something like that. Maybe more.
I don't know. Yeah, I couldn't tell you off the top of my head.
You asked me to write 50 songs. There's going to be some pretty blatant
There's
rip-offs
some
creeping in
ropey
there.
ones in there. Yeah, and some of the lyrics are. I mean, these games are like, "Hey, we'll all power together," and you're like, "Yeah, all right, mate. Okay, I get this if you were completely off your tits on drugs, but I'm sitting in a house with my 2 kids upstairs." Having a coffee at the end of a really tough week.
Caffeine's a drug, actually, David. So
Yeah, good point.
not sure if you're.
What is it? If your head is a hurricane and if one of a and I'm like,
What's the
okay.
one, like, I can feel you in every room or whatever.
I don't want you to feel me in every room.
Yeah, get off me.
But then for every one of those, there's a few of those. The chameleon level is absolutely fucking phenomenal. Like, that is the best thing they've done.
Like, around the music, like the sound design, the actual the moving and the dropping of the blocks sounds fucking great in so many of the levels as well.
Which Lumines has always had. They've played on to what Lumines does with that stuff. It has that sort of, every time you rotate, it's got a sound effect that works within the frame of the music. Even if it's offbeat or whatever, it sort of works. I just look. I've played, the missions are fucking fantastic. They really mix things up. They totally mix things up. They're like, so they're different shaped blocks and different things happen. They all have different rules, which Tetris Effect did as well. Like the sort of random mode where it would start chucking really fucking weird shit at you. That was all in there. I was really frustrated actually. It's so journey mode, you can play it piecemeal like these games do, but you can also do one long session without breaks. And that was broken when we first started playing it. So you would get halfway through and it would crash. They sorted that at launch. So I did my first full run through it the other day, and I just adore it. I think it is so fucking good. It's up there with one of my favorite games of the year. If you enjoy Tetris Effect, don't go into Lumines thinking this is a competent puzzle game, because you are literally talking about one of the greatest puzzle video games of all time. And any game will struggle to compete with that. But this isn't Columns either. This is a puzzle game that really sort of stands on its own 2 feet. And
That's not Columns.
Columns in the mod. Jesus Christ.
That's Mega Game
Columns
1,
was
wasn't it?
shit. Columns was shit,
Better
guys.
loads.
Columns was shit.
I'll tell you, it wasn't shit. It was Hectic. That was good.
Yeah, that was all right.
Was a good one. Yeah. But yeah, Columns
but
wasn't that good.
Lumines is really fucking good, and this is a really good way to play it.
You're
please
playing
stick
quite a lot on
with it.
Portal, I assume.
No,
fine.
because the delay in
that's what
input
I was
is
gonna
enough
ask,
to piss me off. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I have tried it on Portal, but it's not as fun to play on the Portal because there's a slight delay there, and also I like getting my chair, moving it right in front of the telly, and that OLED screen with the fucking music through the Pulse headsets or whatever, and there's no nice, just sitting back and just completely losing myself. Like it's that sort of game. That first experience, man, never get it back. I will never get it back.
Until the next one.
Yeah. What a game. One minor complaint. Every time you finish, you won't know this, guys, but every time you finish a journey, you have to sit through the credits. There's no speed up button, and it's
really?
Totally get that the first time you complete it. And there's a little mini game that you can play while the credits roll, but not every time, because I want to finish this game 14 times a day if I could. So I don't really want to have to sit through those credits every time, but still, very good game. Did anyone else have anything to say on Lumines, or should we move on?
I want to play more. I'm going to continue to get better at it. And I mean, I do feel that it's definitely a bit of flow state about this. Like when it kind of clicks, you're like, okay, I think I was messaging you over the first few days, wasn't I, David, saying like I'm struggling so bad. And I'm like, no, I've played a bit more now. Another hour, I think I'm getting it. I'm feeling it more. I'm thinking less about it. It's just kind of happening. I can see the colours. I can, So I mean, the more I play it, the more I'm getting into it, and I can.
Well, it's good if you chat to James. James worked out that there are squares involved, and you can now see the colours.
I've just learned that
so
tonight.
I think both of you two
I've just learned
can
that tonight. But I mostly watched your videos you sent me, Dave. I was like, oh, okay, that's how a dickhead plays it.
I didn't wonder when I said you.
Ben in the chat saying, "Oh, only David's got. I've got credits as well. Thank you. It may have taken me a number of sessions to get through it. But I did it.
Oh, you didn't do it your first night without.
Yeah, but you then did send us a message saying, "Oh, I've just realised I just did it on easy."
Yeah.
Well, how far have you got?
He failed to mention that, didn't he?
I haven't played 300 hours of the game, David. So it's.
I
like,
did.
You know.
I was
dying. I did it on easy though, didn't I?
I didn't mean to do it on easy. Like I thought I was playing on medium, and then when I come out and said you've completed it on easy, I was like, press the wrong fucking thing. I have since done it on medium, and I'm halfway through a run through on hard. But then I got distracted by missions and also playing that fucking survivor mode. That is the one. That's the one. Like Lumines is about sitting down and playing it for an hour and a half while your eyes cry. So that's
get it on the back of the box.
Doing it for like 10 minutes that's nothing. Don't do that. You want to play it for a good hour and a half.
How does multiplayer work in this?
I've not tried multiplayer yet. I've
so
not tried it. There's a multiplayer option.
Or... Yeah, because I've seen it on the menu. Yeah.
Don't know. I just told you I haven't played it. I haven't got a clue, Matthew.
I've had a very quick.
How is the multiplayer?
It was very much.
Yeah. Tell us about it.
So basically, as you're clearing blocks, it then dumps like unclearable blocks on your opponent. So you're sort of racing against each other to. Yeah, it's all right. It's fine.
I mean, you can have
me versus James next stream. Next stream, me versus James. Let's go.
Sounds great.
The other game I've been playing this week is a game that James has mentioned recently. I wasn't sure I was interested in it mainly because of visually. I've been playing Dispatch. Holy fucking shit, this game is fucking incredible. What the hell?
I know.
I've played it.
Well, you do know,
you
but for the past 2 weeks, you've been going, I've been enjoying it. I sort of want other people to play it.
That's why I said I wanted other people to play it so we could talk about it.
You should have rung me up and gone, David, what the fuck? Download Dispatch.
And you would have ignored me. So it's like,
But at least you would have tried.
Yeah.
Dispatch. I mean, James has spoken about it. It's a narrative-based choice game, choose your own adventure style video game with some very pretty much ripped off of This Is the Police, right? It This Is the Police? The one I played a fair amount of that on the Switch.
Would you say this is more of a visual novel than an adventure game? Because you don't actually control a character. It's not like Life is Strange where you assume the role of Max. Feels like you're more. It's more visual novel where you're watching the action.
I think the only thing that makes it not visual novel is the hacky mini game and the
there is some more
game.
interactivity.
It's that, and it's also like visual novels are all like it's just text, like it's just read. It's mostly reading, whereas this is it's not really like that.
And it's funny, isn't it? The hacky mini game and the Dispatch stuff is way less of a game and more of a interesting way of trying to feed narrative in a different
narrative device for sure. Yeah.
There's clearly areas in that game where it makes it almost impossible to do the tasks you want. It was funny, I was looking at a forum, it was Rollmuck, and someone was saying, just to warn you, there's a really, really tough hacking minigame in this bit, and it's really pissed me off. I've had to restart the game 3 times before it saved so I could complete. And I'm like, the game is telling you that you should not be able to complete this for story purposes. Don't worry about it,
That's one of the things I really liked about the whole of those like sections as well, whereas it doesn't really it doesn't really matter. Do you know what I mean? It's like part of the story that you're creating yourself, through it, which is what's great about it.
When you fuck up, it's like picking a wrong choice in a conversation tree, It's a little bit like that. It is so well written, like it is probably they're doing different things, but it is up there with Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 in terms of the quality of writing. This is obviously tighter, and you can feel that it's one of the greatest representations of, hey, superheroes are people and they've got their own shit going on. Marvel touches on that. We've had The Boys that looks at that sort of stuff. This finds the balance perfectly right. It's one of my favorite like superhero stories that I've experienced.
For sure.
It's definitely got the balance, I think, much better than like The Boys has. Like it really has.
Have you watched Invincible? I've heard people say it's very Invincible like.
I've looked a lot like Invincible, certainly.
Yeah.
But,
It is fucking hilarious in places.
Yeah.
Like I can't remember. We've spoken about comedy in video games before, and probably the funniest game I've played is Stick of Truth, South Park. But so much of that is established comedy beats being transformed into a game. Like they've got a basis. You know the characters, and they're playing into what the characters are and stuff. This is all fresh, and it is funny from the off. Chase, one of my favorite characters in any video game recently, like constantly hilarious, really interesting character who I've just completely fallen for. And that's just one. Like pretty much every character in this game is fucking brilliant. Like everyone's got their own things to say and their own problems, and they've all got their own shit going on. And it's really funny. When I first started that mini game, the sort of first dispatch mini game, you get introduced to all these characters, and I'm thinking, I'm not going to need to worry about this. There's so many of them. There's like 6 of them at the start, 7 of them, something like that.
Yeah.
And you're going, I don't need to read all these profiles because who gives a fuck? There's no way all these characters are going to be a big part of this plot. They absolutely are, and they all are well worth paying attention to.
Yeah, they're all multi-layered. At the start, you have different views of them, and then you might change towards the end. By the end,
especially. I mean, I'm obviously not going to spoil it, but like by the end, it all comes together very well. I think, like with everybody, like there's representation there across like for everybody.
Yeah, so I'm not there yet. There's 8 episodes. I finished episode 6 last night. I've got 2 episodes left. It's all I've thought about. Like I've fallen in love with the world. Like I'm so into it. I'm so excited to see what the last 2 episodes go. And I wouldn't say the plot has been that dramatic either. Really, it's been a very basic sort of love triangle thing.
Like I wasn't sure at the beginning like where this was going, and like whether it was going to be like some big like mega epic kind of thing, but it's not really. It's more about the characters, and it's more about the
relationships. Yeah, and it's quite grounded, which I think makes it work loads. All the characters you want to understand, they've all got their own desires, needs, issues with them, with the job, with the local area. It's all there. There's so much to it, and so well written. I finished it. I thought it was only 6 episodes, and then turns out there was 8. But I did a bunch of them on the weekend and last 2 tonight. But I thought it was absolutely fantastic, and I want more. I want loads. I don't have to wait another couple of years for another season of this. Or I love the characters. I love the world they've built. Yeah, like the writing is so good, and like genuine sexual tension between characters, which is like really, really well done. Like the kind of stuff that you normally see in like a book or movie or TV show. It's just incredibly well written, realistic,
and especially also like with like little like even to the point of like they cut to like sort of like a glance from somebody or whatever, which like clearly has a lot of like meaning, which is
just the little things are so incredibly well done. Yeah. But Ben saying in chat should have been spoiler cast. Well, this isn't really like a Life is Strange, where it's like there are decisions. Well, I mean, there are decisions.
Does it not annoy you that you didn't play this in episodics? Like you couldn't look forward to the next episode because it kills
I really
me.
Did. I love that.
Yeah, I wish that I was playing this as and when it come out.
Yeah, but I mean, it's also nice just to be able to like kind of binge this as I would do a TV show, because I typically wouldn't have done that with like an episodic game. But this isn't like a Life is Strange, and it's like, oh, what decision did you make? There are some of them, but I think it's less about them. Although I'm definitely interested in some of the decisions you guys have made.
I think there's more in that than you might think.
Maybe. Because there was like, oh God, is it this or this? It was never like, oh, what's the big decision? Do I do this or do that? There are a couple of them, but it's really less about that for me and more just about the story and the narrative and the character arcs than, oh, did you say yes or that? I don't know.
that's the thing.
But
But
maybe it's just so well done. I didn't think of it in the same way.
But that's why like we need David to finish it and then compare notes like on what we all did, because I think it's probably maybe a lot more different than we think.
Yeah,
it
I am
is.
interested in a couple of major bits.
We'll have a chat. Like, voice acting is second to none. I mean, it was funny today. I looked into the voice actors and stuff. There's a hell of a lot of influences in this. Apparently, you cannot tell. Like every performance is absolutely superb, and they nail it. Obviously, you've got the big hitters in there. Aaron Paul and who plays Chase. I can never remember his name.
Yeah, the guy from
the American Fiction guy. Oh, that's really gonna do my nut in, because when I see his face,
Jeffrey someone.
Jeffrey Wright. Jeffrey Wright.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's excellent. I mean, Lana Pierce it feels like it's very, very Lana Pierce, but yeah, she's just great.
Incredible performances throughout, from start to finish. I thought, like, there's no one in this that you go, oh, we're going back into video game world, are we? No, we're not. This feels like a really high polished TV show, film, whatever.
They didn't get the guy from Metroid Prime 4 then,
they did not get the guy from Metroid Prime 4 saying, "So win."
We'll be in the next one. We'll do it.
Yeah, I mean, it's unashamedly like, it's rude and it has tons of multi-words in. There's willies in it. There's boobs in it.
There's all sorts in it. Yeah,
it's all right. You can censor it. You can censor it if you want to.
Okay, have to. Do you want, mate?
Look, I love Dispatch. I think it's fucking great. Like, I cannot believe it is shot up there in terms of my game of the year list.
My God, yeah, like, one of the best stories I played this year for sure.
One of the best stories I've played in a video game.
Right? Yeah, that's what I'm.
Well, this is it. This is what I'm saying, right? If you like, here's the thing: if you like Telltale games, if you like Life is Strange games, right? If you like narrative games like that, this is fucking one of the best I've played. Like, genuinely. If you go into it,
especially if you like a Telltale game without technical issues, with like
right. Smooth as fuck, yeah.
And the writing's great.
Yeah.
And especially like weeks ago, we were saying, who's making the next one of these? And
here it is.
We have this seemingly come out of nowhere, but yeah.
Telltale devs, right?
Yeah.
And it's funny because a lot of that you can see, but a lot of it you can see they've looked out and gone, actually, we're going to take notes from other games and bring them in here as well, because some of it feels Life is Strange, some of it feels others, can't think of them right now. Dusk Falls was another game that came to mind at times, and it fucking nails all of it. Like, this is exactly the sort of game we love as a collective. Like, this is one that we'll be talking about for a while, and looking back on fondly. I hope I've not finished it yet. I'm really hope it sticks the landing, but I know yourself and Matt have said that it absolutely does.
I loved it. I want to play it again just to like be in that world again, really, like with all the characters.
The fucking soundtrack, Matt.
Oh my God, yeah. There's one particular episode. I was like, have you done that bit? Yeah, because I was surprised at a couple of choices, and it nails that, for the last 2 episodes as well.
Yeah, the music in it is just
this actually makes
good.
me want to watch it, Invincible. I want to watch something else that's kind of vaguely like this, because I enjoyed this so much. Can't wait. I mean, it's done really well. Sold like 1 million copies in the first 10 days. It's reviewed really well. I'm sure we'll get more, and hopefully we do. And I can't wait for more of whatever this team does and whatever this world is.
I want a whole fucking game about Chase, to be honest with you. Love that character so much. Every time they're on the screen, absolutely has me in bits. Big fan. Big fan. That was Dispatch. Go and buy it. Highly recommended if you like that style of game.
Yeah, so it's only PC and PS5 at the moment, but great.
James, do you want to finish your list off before we go to Sean?
Yeah, I mean, the only other thing I've done is I finally finished Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. And when I say that, I mean I finished like the main story is done. There's still like a ton of other stuff I could do in it. There's also the DLC as well, but I genuinely think I will go back and play all of that as well in next year or something like that. Once we've got rid of some of the other stuff I've got to play. But I messed up big time in the final stretch of the game because that often games do that thing where they just say like you might want to get prepared for this because
no turning back now.
There's no turning back, and I was like. I'm smashing it so far. I'm fine. Like I don't need to. I'm not going to do that. I'll just get on with it. Did that. Massively regretted that. So as soon as you get to that part of the game, seriously prepare because
call to Chen.
Prepare like resources or like leveling up, or how should you have prepared if you could now?
Resources, like absolutely like healing stuff and all that kind of thing. Because there's stuff coming up.
You were in with like one wooden shield and no sword.
Yeah, there was parts where it was like I've got to do this absolutely perfectly because otherwise there's no way I can get through this next bit now because I can't heal or whatever like that, which was really annoying. But it was all on me. Like it was like I completely brought that upon myself, which was kind of a shame. But it's still, I still think it's got the best dialogue. I still think probably better than Dispatch, but that's just because I think it's because it's so long and there's so much of it, and it's like the story is brilliant. Like it really. I think you're really close to the end, David. And I think you should just...
I don't think we're talking about the same bit.
You don't think so?
No, because I haven't got past the mine stuff yet.
Okay. Oh, no, then you're not. No, that must be... We must have been talking about something completely different.
I think I did similar actions in a different thing. Like, it might be another side story. I can't really remember, but... so James is protecting a fort where he's pushing down ladders and dropping stones on people's heads as they're trying to get through the gates and stuff. Yeah. And he struggled with that. And I struggled with doing exactly the same thing, but I think it was a different fort. I think it was something else.
No, it was really irritating, and it just turned out I was doing it in the wrong way. As you'd imagine. And so, because it was getting to the point where I was chucking the rocks down. And then it's like you have to like push these ladders that people are trying to like climb up the walls to like get on. And you have to do it. You kind of do have to do it in a certain order because if you don't, and I was doing it wrong, you suddenly just get completely overwhelmed and they just keep coming. And it's just you. I sent David a video where I was just like running away. It's about 15 or 20 people behind me, just like running after me, which was just ridiculous. But it was also funny. And also like all the comments and like all the people like shouting while you're fighting is pretty good. But it's true. The combat in this is kind of ropey, but then you do get used to it. Like after a time, and you could even argue that the randomness of it is maybe part of the charm.
I know because you want to protect the game that you love.
Yeah,
I much would have preferred it to have just been really basic. Slash you're dead. I don't have to worry about any of this.
That's why I said you. That's why I said you could argue that. I'm not saying I am because that's what the
just
thing.
Wait for Game of the Year. But actually, this is a good thing.
But I'll never forget some of the characters from this game either. Like there's so many like really good, really memorable like performances as well, and it's raised the bar I think really high for the for like this kind of RPG. Because you look at Starfield and like the characters in that and everything. It's just night and day. Like,
if anyone has Starfield on their drinking thing now.
But he's right. It's embarrassing when you look at the difference between those two games and what KCD does. Not just in terms of wild mechanics, like social mechanics that are in that game, but also in terms of writing and world building and keeping to the thing. I mean, it's one of those games that I still see TikToks of people going, look at this, what the fuck? Like, the example given, you kill someone and then a guard rocks up and tries to arrest you. But if you've got enough skill points in persuasion, you can go, well, actually, he just came over to me and, he slept with my wife and I lost my head. So I had to do something about it. Things got out of hand. And then there's always like a wild story. And not always, but sometimes the guard will go, okay, just don't do it again then. And it's all that stuff. Like it's I don't know, that game took what I loved about the Fallout games and the Bethesda style RPG and actually advanced it, and that's something that they haven't really done. And it's incredible.
It's like if they could just nail the combat side of this, like improve that, you'd have pretty much one of my favorite. Like it'd be, Kingdom Come Deliverance 3. If they can do that, it'd be like my favorite thing ever. I think because it's just such a brilliant world as well. That they built and just so rich. So I was sad that it ended, but as I said, there's still plenty more to do, so I'm gonna be going back and playing more. I think. But yeah,
walking into Kattenberg. Sorry.
No, I was just going to say, I don't think I'm going to have time to finish it between now and the end of the year, but I do definitely want to play more of it. Because, yeah.
You never made it to Kattenberg, did you?
No, I didn't.
That's mind-blowing.
Is it after the wedding? Just after the wedding?
No,
a lot after the wedding. Okay.
No, there's a fair bit after.
I'm going to get the wedding done, and that's probably about as much time as I've got, unfortunately. But, yeah, I will play more of that game.
Okay.
Cool.
Sean?
I'll be brief because it's going. I assume we're not doing questions tonight.
we'll probably leave.
Yeah, we'll save questions. Thanks for all the questions, but we'll come back to next week.
Thank you for sending them. Arc Raiders, still playing it, despite the moral maze of the inclusion of AI voices. It's really good. Man.
I played a bit of this last.
Oh,
night.
have you?
Yeah, I played a bit with a friend, and because I've not. Yeah, we had a really good time.
I'm sorry, a what?
With a friend.
Name and shame.
Matt, did you play
tell me
this
about
with
either.
James?
We signed up.
No, because I didn't. Sean, did you play this?
Didn't ask me. Didn't invite me.
Well, who is it then? Who the fuck
we're all
is
accounted
it,
for, James.
I mean, no, seriously. Oh, did you? Have you friend? Really little friend?
It's really good. It was especially because we came across
Ooh,
this
Raiders
guy.
friends.
Who, no, it's
I've got a friend.
No, we had one of those moments where it was like we met this guy and he was all just like, look, let's all just be cool here. We're all just trying to get and then he ended up joining us and helped us out and it was great.
Man, that shit happens all the time and it's so good. We were on it the other night and we were just running around and because it's obviously it's this game where anyone you meet can be hostile or friendly. And we were in a group of 3 and we saw this group of 6. So obviously that's 2 other squads that have already teamed up. And straight away, you're just like, oh, this feels really weird. Just there's so many humans in one place, right? So straight away, we're just like, friendly. And they're like, yeah, we're friendly. And then straight away, they were just like, do you want to team up with us? We're going to go and take down a bastion, which is a big fucking robot, right? And we're like, yeah, all right, fine, let's go. And
so there's a gang of 9 of you roaming the lands.
So so straight away you go from the usual sort of tension to like, oh my god, we can do anything now. This is going to be incredible. And then this one group we were with of these 2 that we joined with. So I can't remember if I explained this last week. So basically, if you've run out of stuff or if you just feel like it, you can go into a game with a free loadout, right, where it just gives you some random stuff. So you never completely, you can be on the back foot. You can lose gear, obviously, when you die and stuff, but you'll never be completely out of stuff. You can always go in the free loadout, but it's not very good, obviously. This group that we joined must have mentioned that they were using free loadouts about 30 times. Literally, it was the first thing they said. They were just like, yeah, come join us. Yeah, we're all using free loadouts. Right. Okay. All right. Okay, fine. And then literally as we're going down the road, they're like, yeah, what are you guys using? We're all on free loadouts. All right. Because the thing is, because you can seamlessly, so normally when you talk, it's just your squad, and then you hold down on the D-pad, and that's your proxy chat, right? So you're constantly like talking to your mates, like, the fuck why do they keep mentioning that?
Oh no, I was holding down. I was holding down.
They just kept doing it, and it's like, are they either they're just having a laugh, right? They might just be there might just be a thing. They've got a bet going. Who can say we've got free loadouts the most? I don't know. Are they trying to just be like, oh, we're rubbish, don't kill us? Are they trying to make us think that they're rubbish and we shouldn't kill them because they're going to kill us?
We've got nothing worth nicking anyway, so
yeah. So we ended up. We went and we did the bastion. It was amazing. We blew it up. We all looted it, and then we all sort of went to an extraction point together. But it just because they kept mentioning that they were using free loadouts, it went from like, "Hey, this is great. We're all a big team," to like, "What the fuck are they planning?"
So basically, Sean, sounds like you're rattled. It sounds like they go in your head.
100%.
Mind games.
When we're like opening the extraction point, and I'm like, I need to stand somewhere where I can fucking see all of them because any second now, one of them's going to try. And they didn't. And it was fine. Then we just left, and they were just like, what? That's even weirder now. They didn't do anything. Yeah, just shit like that happens. There's another session where I got a team to join us because I had this key to get into this room where there's loads of loot. And they were like, "Oh, we've got that mission as well. Like, do you mind if we join you?" And I was like, "Yeah, whatever. I don't mind. We'll share the stuff."
You're like, "Yeah, I've got free loadout, by the way."
Yeah, you're free loadout.
Another one of these.
Got to the room and realised I had forgotten to bring the key, and had to admit to everyone there.
well, this is embarrassing.
I was like, "I'm so sorry." And
that's James every time he turns up at his flat, isn't it?
In my other trousers.
Just loads of little stories like that. Like every time you play it, it's really good. I'm starting to find the inventory management gets really tedious. Then you need to, because as I say, you can lose your stuff, right? You can have a gun that you've built yourself and you've upgraded it a couple of times and you've put mods on it. And you're like, right, this is brilliant. This is my favorite gun. And then you can walk outside and get shot, and that's it. It's gone forever.
Unless you use the pocket thing.
You got your pocket. You can't put weapons in the pocket though.
Oh, I didn't notice that. Yeah, I just had resources.
You have a secret pocket. Don't ask me where the secret pocket is. I've got theories, but you've got a secret pocket where if you put stuff in it, you keep it when you die, right? Exactly.
Under the
right up. And
bot.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah.
What were you thinking, Matt?
Just under the undercarriage, but wasn't thinking about in.
Oh, just took it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
In's another option, actually.
Mine doesn't create that much hiding space, to be honest. Anyway, so
have you? Sorry, as an aside, have you seen that trend on TikTok at the moment?
Nope.
Well, Pill hiding things under the.
Basically, wives are going up to their husbands. This is a warning.
Yes, I've seen this trend. It's very funny, yeah.
And going up to them and saying something like, "What's in your toolbox?" And then they list out what's in their toolbox.
What's in your golf bag is a big one.
And then they. So you didn't have to call it. That's just a different example. But what they do,
it's a golf bag trend, isn't it? Like that's where it all started.
No. It's all sorts. It's like all sorts of things. But they cut out the start, Sean, and replace it with them saying, "Here's a list of things I've put up. Me and my husband have put up our bums. Me, nothing. My husband was a wrench, and I've got like several Allen keys."
It's really good.
It is really good. So anyway, it made me think of that. Sorry.
It's all right. It's fine. I'm fine with losing the stuff, but then it's like I've got the materials to build the weapon again, to build the mods, to put the mods back on it, but that's like 5 to 10 minutes of fucking around in menus again. Like I should be able to just save that weapon as like a blueprint, and then be like, right, make another one. And if I've got the bits, right? Do you know what I mean? To do with speeding that stuff up. It'd be nice to have to be able to save different loadouts, because you can configure your character quite differently for different tasks or whatever. So being able to switch between them would be cool. I'm sure this stuff is probably in the works. I'm not going to be the first person to think of this stuff. I imagine everyone's having a go at the devs. But yeah, the voices do still suck though. I do get quite annoyed whenever I have to speak to a trader and they've got some bullshit, boring line delivered by a robot. It is wank, but hey ho. Last one, Vampire Survivors, but it's in virtual reality. Guess what?
The name of the game.
That is what it's actually called, and that is literally what it is.
And that's have they? It's made by the same.
Yeah, same devs and everything, as far as I'm aware. Yeah.
Oh wow.
So this is the thing, because Vampire Survivors was
what this looks like because it already was like
YouTube.com
and like
you don't have to imagine.
But in VR.
Because I was just sort of curious. I watched the trailer and I was like, yeah, fair dues. And because the amount of hours I spent on the first game after spending fucking £2.70 or whatever it was on it, I was like, yeah, they can have another £7. I don't mind. I'm happy to support them. Really good. If you like Vampire Survivors, it's Vampire Survivors, except now you're sort of looking down at it's playing out on a table in front of you, basically.
Oh right, okay.
That is basically it. I think because part of me was like, oh, it's just, maybe they could have done something maybe if it was first person, but then it's like, well, actually, would that work?
Who'd want to play that?
Yeah, it'd be funny, but it wouldn't actually be good. This is just it's a full recreation of Vampire Survivors that you play with a helmet on. If that's the sort of thing you think you might like. It's like £7 or something. And that's my review.
Hang it in the Louvre.
I mean, why not? Why not?
So that's what we've been playing this week. We're not doing questions. It is so late. This has been the longest step for a while. And that's because we talked a load of bollocks this week, didn't we? Eh? We got a load of old bollocks. So we will save the questions we've had this week for next week's show. Let's get to the socials. Matthew.
Yeah, if you're listening to this on Wednesday, tonight we're doing a Patreon stream for patrons at the £8.50/smashing it tier, and we're playing Gears of War 3 to celebrate 20 years of Xbox 360. There will be an email already gone out to patrons of that tier with all details to watch us play Gears of War 3 live. That's Wednesday tonight from 9 p.m. On Saturday from 9, no, Friday from 9, James. Is that what we're saying?
Yeah, we're doing Friday now. Yeah.
Friday from 9, Farley Steps returns. It's hilarious and also frustrating. If you have an Amazon account and a Twitch account, connect to me, you get Prime Gaming, where you get a free sub to any channel of your choice. Go to our channel, give us your free sub you've got from connection in your accounts, and we really, really appreciate it. If you miss streams live or want to watch the podcast and video or watch Farley Steps, go to youtube.com/@TCGS or search us on the app and you can find the streams there. And tcgs.co is linked to our Linktree, which has links to our Discord, our Patreon if you want to support what we're doing, our store, podcast. It's all over. Oh, our Strava Club. We've got 160 members of the Strava Club now. Shout out to everyone in the Strava Club. And yeah, there's all that and more at tcgs.co.
Just for the Strava Club thing, you don't have to, if you know someone in the Strava Club, don't worry, you don't have to join it to see what they're doing. They'll post it all over their own fucking social media anyway.
We had a joke last time. Kind of repeats, isn't it? You really gotta
get stale, doesn't it?
Yeah. Bloody.
You complain about someone repeating a gag.
Yeah.
All right. We will catch you next week, and thank you so much for living it. We hope you have a lovely week. We love you all. Take care of yourselves out there. Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye.